att.com/iPhone for details.
At the Home Depot, we know Saturdays are for college football. That's why we have everything you need to never miss a play. Like North America's #1 home fire safety brand, Kidda. Because on a day full of football sounds you love, like fight songs, roaring crowds, and your favorite commentators.
Like me, Kirk Herbstreit.
The last sound you want to hear is... Defend your game time with Kidda and the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Based on total household installations as of December 2023.
Hair loss and help stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS. Find out how to grow your hair back with a free hair and scalp examination. Mike from Bay Meadows.
I finally found the most experienced company who could restore my hair. Now I have hair where I had none before.
Results guaranteed. Diane from Ponte Vedra.
Now I have what lotions couldn't give me. Thick, beautiful hair.
Find out why you're losing your hair and how to grow your hair back. Call 904-777-IHRS for a limited time free hair and scalp examination.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
Thank you, IHRS.
Thanks, IHRS, for giving me my hair back.
Hurry and receive a free hair and scalp examination and get 2 weeks of laser treatments for free. Call IHRS at 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Hairforme.com.
It's just weed. I'm fine to drive. No one can prove I'm high.
Unlike alcohol, there's no way to test how high you are, and it slows your response time. A half-second delay can be the difference between life and death. If your THC level is in 0, you're not safe to drive. Stay alive. Don't drive high. Educate your kids and your grandkids. They deserve the truth.
This message is sponsored by the Florida Department of Transportation, the Florida Association of Broadcasters, and this radio station.
This year, make a difference that lasts. Join Malavia Washington Youth Foundation's year-end giving and help transform the lives of underserved youth in Jacksonville. Your contribution will help provide educational resources, mentoring, and life skills programs with the mission of building champions in the classroom, on the tennis courts, and throughout communities. Make a difference in the lives of our future leaders by donating at malwashington.com. Again, that's malwashington.com. You can make a real impact.
We all have a story that shapes who we are. Yet most of the kids Daniel serves have stories that began with hardship. By supporting Daniel, you can help make their next chapters brighter. Join Daniel in raising $140,000 to celebrate 140 years of helping kids in crisis. You can make double the impact as donations made this month will be matched by the Dolores Barr Weaver Legacy Funds. Change children's stories for the better by giving at danielkids.org.
WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Another trade by the Chiefs for their playoff push. Acquired pass rusher Joshua Uche from the Patriots for a 2026 sixth-round pick. Last week, Kansas City acquired receiver DeAndre Hopkins from the Titans. Giants quarterback Daniel Jones, despite being pulled in the fourth quarter last week, is not expected to be on a short leash against the Steelers on Monday Night Football. This season, Jones 6 touchdown passes and 4 interceptions. 8-time Super Bowl champion Bill Belichick.
Offensively, I think this is a tough matchup for the Giants' offensive line. Steelers' defensive line front is really good. Highsmith and Watt on the edge, Hayward inside. I mean, they're tough to handle. Giants have a major question at left tackle and at right tackle with Watt. So I think that the Steelers should try to dominate the line.
Bill Belichick on the Pat McAfee Show. Monday Night Football, Giants, Steelers, 8 Eastern, ESPN and ABC. The Browns staying with Jameis Winston as QB1 after the upset win over Baltimore. Dodgers in the driver's seat in the World Series, up 2-0 at the Yankees in Game 3 tonight, 7 Eastern, ESPN Radio.
Why pay more for a great shave? Choose Barbasol. America's #1 brand of shaving cream. Barbasol's thick and rich lather gives you a close, comfortable shave for just half the price of gels. Barbasol.
Who is this guy? Aaron Shafting? What is it? Oh, Schachter? Schachter. Okay. Shack Attack. Schachter. He gets shacked. But I digress. Here we go.
Ready? Yeah. Turn up your radio.
The Aaron Schachter Show on ESPN 690.
Do we got to do this today? Do we got to do a show? Not really in the mood.
No?
Football stinks. This game sucks. Everything sucks.
Yeah, boy.
Nothing. This is why we can't have nice things, Brian.
Why?
Because everything sucks. You suck. I hate you.
Boy, we got it in before winter. You hear me?
Man.
We got it in before Halloween. This got to be a record over the past 5 years. Maybe not the past 5 years, actually.
The season's extra painful for me for multiple reasons.
Yeah.
First and foremost,
tough guy, man.
This is the first season that I ever out loud acknowledged and embraced that I was going to be a part-time Jags fan. I told my team over in New Jersey, I was like, look, you guys have sucked for long enough. I'm not ready to break up just yet, but we're about to have an open relationship as football fans. I was like, what's the big deal? It's one thing, Brian, if you like two teams competing for the same stuff. But the only thing the Jags and the Jets compete for is the worst in the league. So it's okay to like both. I'm actually a fan of precision when the precision has to do with sucking. Terribly. Being bad, Brian. Don't be weird. Don't be weird.
No, see, hold on now.
Don't you be weird.
Don't do that. Don't put me on. Don't do that.
I'm sitting here talking about playing bad football.
And then, well, then play it.
You're sitting here looking up going, yeah, buddy.
Nah, we good on that one, man.
I know what you're doing
I don't appreciate the insinuation, Aaron Schachter.
You know what I don't appreciate? I don't appreciate paying a quarterback $150 million for a year and a half for him to quarterback one of the worst teams in my franchise's history. Hey, at least the good news for the Jets is they suck so bad they can get Aaron Rodgers' replacement next offseason.
Oh, man, should they slated for this? There we go. All right. I'll hold off on
Now,
it.
as for the Jaguars.
You're making this too easy.
Might be a different story.
Okay.
Might be a different story. You're not getting Trevor's replacement. You don't need one. He's like one of the only bright spots. You got a few. But man, few and far between. It is not pretty outside. Rough game. Rough game because it was hopeful at so many different points. I mean, there were multiple times in the game where you're watching the game and go, I think the Jaguars could win, including the end.
You did?
I mean, there was a small part. That's the thing, Brian. It's hope. She's a tricky, fickle lady. She'll reel you in. Come here. Come here. And then you get all close to her, and she's like, Derrick Henry stiff arm to the face.
Oh, that's kind of like it's kind of like the song "You Call Me Lady Luck." Dun, 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 dun. Frank Sinatra, I think.
Huh?
Luck be a lady.
Luck be a lady. That's dun,
dun, dun, dun. Yeah, you were just saying hope's a fickle one.
She is a fickle one.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to use other words. Oh, don't you mouth them.
Luck be a lady.
Keep going.
Dun, 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 dun.
We
I don't know enough of the words.
Let's do it for the next minute, hour 55.
I'll find it in the break.
Give me a live Sinatra concert.
It'll be more entertaining than the first quarter of Jags games if we do that. So, like, don't test me with a good time.
It is the
this first
worst.
Quarter, though.
Here's the thing, too. As a fan of a bad team who can't score in the first quarter, I can relate. I'd almost be okay with a bad team that scores in the first quarter. Just because it's been so long since I had a team I thought could get to the end zone at any given point in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're a bad team with an awful defense but a great offense, at least you go, okay, maybe we could still win in a boat race.
Aaron, I don't get out of my car in lot J or lot X or lot S if it's the Florida-Georgia game until the second quarter starts.
Resentful, it sounds like.
Until the second quarter starts. I'm like, I got better stuff to do in here.
Yeah, in your car.
Yeah.
Can we talk about it or you're not allowed to?
It's better stuff like not have to, watch it.
The police are like, if you ever want off this list, he can't talk about what you do inside your car.
That escalated.
It's Halloween. That's, the tradition. You go around looking at all the different lists before you go out trick-or-treating. You don't know about this because you don't have kids or anything.
Wait, okay. I was like, what are you talking about?
Well, because sometimes you leave your neighborhood to go to another person's neighborhood.
That's fair.
For trick-or-treating.
Yeah.
Especially if the other person's neighborhood is a little bit more well-to-do, giving out those full-size candy bars.
Yeah, boy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, boy.
But you want to check the list before you go, especially if you're going to let your kid run off with his friends. Be like, all right, well, which direction you going in? Because I got a couple of house numbers you got to avoid.
A couple of areas of town.
Couple.
Start going down.
It's a bit thick up in Jacksonville.
Let me tell you what, you start getting on Atlantic Boulevard, let me tell you where not to go. I'll circle it on the map for you.
In any case.
Yeah. Where won't you go, Aaron Schachter?
Where, you mean figuratively or literally?
Oh, yeah. Let me straighten that out, too. Where won't you go for Halloween trick-or-treating?
Oh, there is no limit to the bounds I would go to for candy. I actually ended up buying a couple of bags of candy at the grocery store yesterday, prepping for Halloween. Man, it's no bigger reminder of your own addiction than when you have to go buy the product you're still woefully addicted to. And then as I'm home putting it in the bowl to go up front of the house, I'll just take a little bit here, just a little bit there.
Just a little bit, Aaron.
A couple of hours later, I'm like 4 Kit Kats, 3 Whoppers, and a Snickers bar in.
Whoppers?
You know, those little malt balls.
I know what Whoppers are. Who eats them?
Nobody.
I know they stay in business.
Nobody.
Apparently one person does.
No. Well, what the addict does is that they justify it to themselves. They go, well, sure, there's chocolate on the outside, but it's like aerated bread stuff on the inside. It probably doesn't even, there's probably no calories in this thing anyway. It's probably a diet candy.
Spell aerated for me because at this point you lost me. Everything else you said after that, I'm like, how do you spell aerated?
Go ARRATED. Is that how you do that?
Aerated. Okay. You keep going. I'm going to figure out whether or not.
I'm curious. It's AERATED.
Oh, my goodness. AERW.
It's like puffed up with air. So like a Funyun is aerated. But like those little malt balls, you crack them open and you can see a bunch of air holes on the inside, like frozen in time.
Look at this.
Like they were prehistoric candy.
Okay, so it was like a bite of history.
Yeah. A delicious artifact, if you would. Yeah.
Fossilized.
As opposed to Aaron Rodgers, which is a gross, disgusting artifact. Oh my!
I love how your frustration and anger is just mixed amongst a bevy of things right now. The Jags, the Jets, Whoppers, candy.
My dang toe.
Okay, we haven't even gotten to that.
I'm struggling, man.
Are you struggling right now because you're putting on a good face?
I'm struggling.
Oh,
I am in an immense bout of pain. I'm built different.
Yeah.
You're not gonna see me going on IR except for tomorrow. I got to go to the doctor's office tomorrow, but.
You would have gone back into the game
yesterday?
What I
mean? Absolutely.
Yeah, that's why I'll talk. You're talking about some of the Jags players now. Okay.
Look, I saw a whole lot of quit against the Packers. Ain't going to find it at 690.
I didn't see an Andre Cisco interview nowhere yesterday.
They bolted that man down. They handcuffed that man and brought him to the holding cell in the basement of the stadium before any cameras could get there.
They was like, oh, you shower down here, huh? You go over here to the private quarters.
Yeah.
You don't.
This is how you know that they shoved Andre Cisco on Shad Khan's boat and took off. They sent Martineau to the locker room to interview the players. Did you hear some of these questions Martineau was asking everybody?
Oh my goodness.
I made a little montage of Burt Martineau questions. Okay, you got this potted up?
I got it up.
Listen to Brent here in the locker room. Look, let me say this before I play this audio. Brent is one of the bigger optimists I've ever met in my entire life. It's part of the reason I thought me and him got along so well. Because I am, I don't know if you know this, Brian, I'm a bit of a dour pessimist.
Okay.
I'm a little sour and toxic.
Got you.
But Martineau's all smiles and rainbows and sunshine and go with the flow guy.
Positivity.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Overdosing on it. This is what Martineau's positivity sounded like after the game.
How do you process this one? Is it hard to believe? Sometimes you did a lot of good things, right? You just can't piece all together for a W. Trayvon, what's it like when you guys are doing some good things and it still doesn't end up the right way to feel good in here?
I
feels like we've wondered, though, can you guys make the winning plays, the big plays, and you do in that moment. Yeah. So how much of a gut punch is it that you still don't end up celebrating in here?
Well, Martino, it'd be less of a gut punch if you weren't reminding me how much of a gut punch it was.
Hey, listen, Brent's in his bag, especially this season.
He's trying to get a Pulitzer down there.
Hey, Brent, man, he has had some of the biggest Jags moments of the season. Aaron, you remember when when the question to Doug was, are you thinking about taking over play calling?
Yeah.
And then Doug almost snapped on everybody, and he basically held himself. Nah, he let out the first few sentences. Then he was like, wait a minute. I need to keep my job. I want to keep the locker room.
Yeah.
And then the Andre Cisco thing. Boy, Brent Martin was like, listen, I'm tired of sunshine and rainbows. Somebody win some games around here.
Somebody's got to win
some games. And I'm going to give you my journalistic energy. Yeah, integrity.
Yeah.
I'm going to press you.
Tell him, Brent.
That was great.
Was it great?
That last one was such a great setup because it's like, hey, man, you guys did well. You did good. How big of a gut punch is this? Holy smokes.
He goes, hey, man, you guys did some great things, and you still lost.
Oh, man. Brent,
here's the thing about Brad. You got to give him a little bit of credit because a little bit of a tough role for any of these guys. I know I mock reporters constantly, but
no, it is.
How many different ways can you walk up to a dude and go, hey, you guys suck today, huh? Like, it's just, there are only so many ways you can do it without getting thrown out of the locker room, and they will throw you out of the locker room. Jerry Jones showed that last week. They got no shame whatsoever. Any of these businesses, you call them franchises, football teams, they're businesses. They got no shame whatsoever kicking the media out of there if they need to. So I get it. He's got to protect relationships and stuff like that. That's why I could say what I want.
Because you don't care.
I don't have a relationship.
And not looking to build one.
No new friends. That's what I said to Drake. That's what Drake says. That's what I say. No new friends. We don't play that. But yeah, a terribly depressing weekend, football-wise.
Okay.
Not only that, I had a little action going this weekend.
All right.
I made 4 different bets, 4 parlays, right? I had a Jags parlay, I had a Jets parlay, I had an early slate parlay, and I had a late slate parlay. Meaning, what I'll do almost every weekend now is I'll go money line for all the winners for the 1 o'clock window and money line for all the winners for the 4 o'clock window. And then usually you get pretty good odds once you're stacking like 5, 6, 7 bets together. I'll tell you this. I almost won this 8-leg parlay in the early window. You know who messed it up for me?
Who did?
Jaguars and Jets.
Well,
I was 6 of 8.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, how many are in your parlay?
6 of 8.
I got you. Okay.
That's a $5 bet for almost $1,000.
Well, that's emotions that's messed you up.
Jags and Jets.
Yeah, that's emotions. That's on you. You got to look in the mirror and own that, man.
I was 1 bet off of my Jets parlay, lost me $100. Well, I mean, I only bet 5. I could have won $100. And then I was only I was a good Tank Bigsby game off of my Jags parlay, which is a 5-legger for like $500. But I didn't have a Tank Bigsby anytime touchdown. And I needed one. And I think I had the over on his rushing yards, if I'm remembering that correctly. So a little bit of a letdown there.
So then how much did you actually win?
Oh, $0.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. I didn't know if there was something that...
No, $0. It adds to this wonderful weekend I was having. $0. What a depressing time to be a football fan in Jacksonville. And really me. You guys should feel worse for me. I'm living here following the Jags and also being auxiliarily depressed by gangrene. Jets just end the season. Stinks.
You might be the problem, man.
I think I am.
If you're the connection.
Listen.
How many Jets and Jags fans are there really?
Jets, Jags, Mets, Nets.
Yeah, like that's a weird combo.
I'm the problem. That's what my wife tells me all the time.
Yeah.
I'm the problem. Nonsense. God, it's so frustrating. And you know, Brett's not wrong. There were some good performances in that game. I think Tyson Campbell looks good back there in a way that we did not see last year. And for all the talk about Devin Lloyd getting benched or not playing well, but having football talent, but not being the smartest guy on the field, whatever it was that Doug said, doing the right things is what he said, not smartest guy. I don't want to put words in his mouth. No, I'm not trying to do that. But for all that talk, all that Devin Lloyd besmirchment, he was like one of your better defenders on the day. Your best guy in the run defense. And by the way, Ventrell Miller, not to pile on, I think it was like 5 missed tackles. 5? What is the role of that off-ball linebacker? If not to not miss a tackle. Man, rough day. Rough day to be a Jags fan. We haven't even talked about the injuries. Just piling up like a Carnegie Deli pastrami sandwich.
Okay.
And they're tall.
That's what I hear.
Way more meat than you need.
That's what I hear.
It's actually kind of annoying, if I'm being honest with you, because you get the sandwich and it's all impressive, like you saw it on a postcard or a TV show.
Yeah.
And then you get to the table and you're like, I got to take this apart so I can eat it. I got to take like 2/3 of the meat off this sandwich so I can fit my mouth around it.
You would know.
I would. Literally ate there a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
No.
Humble flex.
It's not really either of the two.
It's a humble flex.
Okay, if you want to call it that.
Well, because where is it located?
In the deli. Either case, you get what I'm saying here.
No, I do.
Man, and here we are. Not even November. Not even November, Brian. Talking about the draft.
Wear that button out.
I will say this. Not if you listen to Evan Engram.
Oh, that's
Evan still thinks there's hope.
Okay.
I don't know that I fully disagree with him, but I don't fully agree with him even close.
I mean, if any team should feel that way in the NFL, I guess it should be the guys that were on this squad 2 years ago.
Okay.
So I'm not, I get it.
That's not unfair.
I get it, but
also, you're in a soft conference, division in the conference, the AFC South.
Yeah.
Relative to others. Before I get some football player getting mad telling me I can't do what he does, like Trayvon Diggs did to a reporter yesterday. Relative to other divisions in football, the AFC South is relatively soft on record.
And that reporter said, I can give up touchdowns. I promise you I can do that. Like, don't you test me.
I do want to get to that clip because this is something that really, I'm so over any athlete looking at a reporter going, you can't do what I do. Okay, you can't do what I do. And what I do is easy. Still can't do it. I'm sorry. I'm not mad at them. I'm mad at the Jets.
No, Aaron. But, to that point, and when you get into it later, I'll state it again. It's not a matter of whether I can do it or not, being in the media, being the reporter, whoever you're talking to. Can you do it in comparison to your peers, in comparison to your opponent? The answer is no, not this game. That's why we're asking you about it.
Yep.
So you be mad at me, but you better be mad at yourself, or else the owner going to be mad at you, and then you won't be, on that team or whatever you want to call it. That's crazy, though. I know what you're saying. Anyway.
I will say the reporter doesn't come off great in the exchange either.
I think you got to have a little bit of massage to
or
the
at least
way
have
that
a good
you
line.
approach that question.
Have a good line. Have something ready to go.
To pop back with?
I mean, this it's going to come out at you at some point in your career.
Yeah.
Have one ready to go. You know me, I'd have like a list of 5 of them. I just start rolling them off.
Rapid fire. I'm telling you.
You pop out your head from a locker, you go, ooh, wee, boy, come on.
Yeah. I'll be like, hey, man. Bob and weave, though, Aaron. Bob and weave.
Oh, yeah, obviously. Unless you want to take that payday.
Don't bob. Don't weave.
I mean, you may not be able to connect on the football field, but we could do this in the locker room.
I'm going to say, oh, you're hitting your opponent again, quarterback, huh?
Oh, that's a completion, huh?
Yeah, there you go. I'll be in touch with my lawyer.
Yeah, exactly. Where's Tony Bisbee? He's busy dealing with more Deshaun Watson nonsense. Speaking of which, you saw Jameis?
Let Jameis cook, my boy. Did you see his pregame?
What a national treasure Jameis Winston is. By the way, we'll play some of his postgame.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Did you see the hair I was talking about the other day?
Yeah.
Tight. Real clean.
Yeah, man.
That man knows what he's doing. Taste the W, Jameis. Good for you. Shout out to the Knowles. Back when we actually saw some W's for the Knowles. Maybe even a contract for the radio station. Who knows?
All right, this is going to be the one time they actually monitor ESPN 690. You better calm down out here. That's wild.
It's the Aaron Schachter Show, 904-362-9901. Me and Brian Middleton with you guys lamenting until 5 p.m. Back in a minute.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Partly cloudy, breezy, and cooler for your Monday. Jacksonville's forecast high is 76. There is an isolated shower possible at times moving in off the ocean. That does not look like a lot of rain today. We'll be partly cloudy tonight, low 64. Then we're partly cloudy Tuesday, still breezy with a few isolated showers. From the Action News Jax First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Corey Sima.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds, where now you can save thousands on buy one, get one on wedding bands, going on now through October 31st.
Rich Jones here. If you're an investor who's interested in doing well while doing good, getting solid returns on your investments while making a positive impact, consider investment funds with DLP Capital. Here's Don Winter, CEO of DLP Real Estate Capital, to tell you more.
With the current housing shortage in the U.S., investing in real estate, especially workforce housing, is one of the safest and most reliable places to invest. We invest in affordable housing for hardworking people and generate amazing returns for each of our investors.
To get your investor's guide and find out more, dial ** invest from your cell phone or visit highyieldreturns.net.
I'm Action News Jax First Alert meteorologist Garrett Biedenball. Weather here is unique. It could be bright and sunny one minute and then a downpour the next. That's why mornings are when you need us the most. So you can plan your day, no matter if you're getting ready to go to work or working from your living room, getting the kids ready for school, or ready for lunchtime. I'm on TV explaining how weather is going to affect your day and night ahead, so you're prepared for anything. I'll get you ready on Action News Jax this morning.
Bueller Air and Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
Today's contestant, a gravy taster from Jacksonville, Florida, me, Dennis Mosley.
Hi, Ken.
Okay, Dennis. 100 plumbers surveyed, top answer on the board. What does it mean if someone says your home has hard water?
It's made of ice? Let's see. Hard water. Oh, is it club soda mixed 4-to-1 with vodka?
Last chance, Dennis. What is hard water?
Is it that lime scale stuff that makes my taps all crusty?
That's right, Dennis. And a water treatment system from Bueller Air and Plumbing will eliminate troublesome lime scale deposits that can ruin your expensive appliances and let your neighbors know for sure that you are cool.
I wonder if I can get me a gin and tonic faucet.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
The Beaches Green Market is a great place for families, friends, and pets to shop and eat local. Come to the Beaches Green Market this and every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Penman Park on Penman Road, just north of Beach Boulevard, for fresh local fruits and vegetables, plants, meats, eggs, baked goods, honey, wellness products, ready-to-eat snacks and drinks, and local artist craft goods. If you have an EBT card, stock up on free fruits and vegetables and edible plants. The Beaches Green Market, connecting people to better food. Go to diglocal.org to learn more.
It's a game 80 years in the making. Join us for Thursday Night Football as we celebrate the 80th birthday of the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl game. The SEC and ACC will face off on January 2nd at 7:30 p.m. on Bill Gay grounds at Everbank Stadium. Don't miss college football pageantry on display as we celebrate our 80th birthday. Tickets and hospitality packages are on sale now at TaxSlayerGatorBowl.com. Get your tickets today.
Stay high on life. Not on the road. Driving high will get you a DUI, and it could mean costly deductibles, higher insurance rates, jail time, and potentially your life. Don't put yourself and fellow drivers at risk.
This message is sponsored by the Florida Department of Transportation, the Florida Association of Broadcasters, and this radio station.
Sherry, what have you done to your hair?
What do you mean? Does it not look good?
It doesn't look good. It looks freaking amazing. I can't believe how thick and healthy it looks. Oh, I must know your secret.
No secret. It's hair volume from New Nordic.
Hair volume, huh? Well, it certainly lives up to its name. Your hair has never looked so thick. It is gorgeous.
I was so tired of having thin and brittle hair. Ugh, and the shedding. So I figured I'd give hair volume a try. Needless to say, I'm thrilled with the results. Hey, where are you going?
I'm gonna pick up some Hair Volume right now. My reunion's next month, and I want my hair to look as good as yours.
Hair Volume is the best-selling hair tablet in the world and one of many award-winning natural health products from New Nordic, the #1 supplier of dietary supplements in Scandinavia. Purchase at newnordicusa.com or your local Walgreens, Rite Aid, or CVS. Available as a tablet or delicious gummy. Help your hair look full, voluminous, and beautiful again at newnordicusa.com, Walgreens, Rite Aid, or CVS.
ESPN.com is your home for all things ESPN 690. Find shows, podcasts, Florida State Seminoles football, contests, and more at ESPN690.com. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio.
Brian, I'm tired of being upset and depressed about football, so let's talk about something happier.
All right.
FSU. What? We still got a pair of tickets to FSU UNC. Or is it? No, Miami was this weekend.
Yeah, was it? Yeah.
Listen,
thank goodness
not
it's over.
Not to make FSU fans feel bad, because I'm a Knoll at heart, if I'm being honest. I got multiple family members who went to FSU. Best friend went to FSU. So fine. But I took some action out on Cam Ward earlier this season to be the #1 draft pick, because it was a long shot. It still kind of is. You got big names in that draft. Shedeur Sanders and Torrey Hunter and not Torrey Hunter. What is this? 90s basketball? What'd you say?
I think he's a baseball player, right?
Torrey Hunter? Oh, yeah, he is baseball. He was Braves and
Twins?
Twins, yes. Yes.
I don't even know why I know that.
Yeah,
but
you're not a baseball fan.
Not like that. So I don't know why I know that. But yeah, Torrey Hunter. Anyway, you were saying?
Travis.
Yeah, there you go. You coming around? You coming around?
I'm not coming around. Believe me, I'm not coming around. My point is, you got some big names at the top of that draft. So Cam Ward had some long odds. So I took out like a little $5 action on him. Let me tell you, man, I got 2 mock drafts today. One from PFF. One from 33rd team.
Uh-huh.
Both of them having your Geechee Cats take Cam with the first pick. Not bad.
All right.
I could make some. I could turn some misery into some happiness. That could possibly happen. Hey, speaking of misery, let's hear from Doug Pederson after the game. Because immediately after he loses the game, they put him up in front of the podium.
That's how they do it normally.
And I will say this. You remember the first loss in London? That was a messy press conference.
Yeah.
That was oogly. I think that's where we got this one.
Yeah, sure. Okay, I'll take it into consideration.
I think that's where we got that from. I don't even remember what the question was. Hey, Doug, do you think we could win at some point?
Yeah, sure. Okay, I'll take it into consideration.
It was that was a Brent question.
Yeah, but I forget what the question was.
I think that was the play calling one. That might have been Buffalo.
It was play calling. He's like, hey, do you think just to shake it up maybe?
Yeah.
Brent out here, just daggers. And he baby faces, too. Baby faces.
He's so good with it, man.
He really is. Really making you feel bad with a smile on his face.
Who, me? Me? I'm not trying to make you feel bad. I'm just asking the questions.
Exactly.
It's great.
In any case, a lot has changed in those press conferences for Doug. He doesn't come there with the chip on the shoulder anymore, which is interesting. Either he didn't like how he looked that day, or the front office didn't like how he looked, or the owner didn't like how he looked. And they were like, hey, man, you got to get that under wraps. Get a hold of yourself, Douglas. All right. There's a story being told, a narrative being spun, a yarn, if you would, about Doug's answer on this question I'm about to play for you. And the story being told is this. Doug apparently had an opportunity here to big up his quarterback. Big up! Give him some credit. We've seen him do it before. But we also know that Doug is sometimes a little, the credit for Trevor is sometimes hard to come by with Doug. I never interpreted that as these two not liking each other. I never thought that was the case. I actually thought the opposite. I thought because the praise is harder to come by, I almost thought it felt like it singled it out as more special. You know what I mean? So they gave Doug an opportunity to talk about a positive with the negative. This is Doug's comments on Trevor Lawrence's 87-yard drive to tie the game. Let's make sure we press the right thing here. Okay.
You know, I think, yeah, he did a nice job. I give a credit to those receivers and those tight ends. and the offensive line. Those guys.
Everybody but Trevor.
I'm about to say, man.
Everybody. I'm going to give credit also to the beer guy in section 200 and the peanuts guy at the concession stand because those guys also locked in.
They made plays for him, right? Now, he made some really good throws and all of that, but.
And all of that.
Yeah, sure.
Dot.
Yeah.
Down your top three, but those guys that were playing at the end of the game when you're down your top three receivers and you're playing in your 12 personnel.
If I hear 12 personnel one more time, I've heard it 867 times.
Okay, very specific.
And the majority of who you hear it from are people who didn't know what it was until yesterday. It's enough about 12 personnel.
In your 12 personnel for the rest of the game, that's tough. But the guys battled their tails off, got us back to tying this football game with a chance to potentially win it there late. So hats off to those guys.
Yeah, so a lot is being made of that answer. A lot of people think Doug specifically diverted from giving credit to Trevor and instead opted to give credit to his wide receivers, offensive linemen, running backs, concession stand workers, sideline headphone holders, and Microsoft tablet plugger-inners. I don't know. I think this is one of those cases where the blogs are trying to make a thing out of a thing. I don't think this is really a thing. I think those guys like each other, to be honest with you. I think Doug feels like he relates to Trevor because they were both quarterbacks. I feel like Trevor relates to and looks up to Doug because he was essentially the guy who saved him from Urban Meyer and could also relate to what he's going through, likely treats him like an adult. Like, guys seem to enjoy playing for Doug, despite consistently losing this year. All right, more from Pederson on what the strategy was at the end of the game and if he meant to let the Packers score in that position.
Look, I mean, the only way for us to get the ball back was to make decisions that you could let them score. They're going to be in church mode. I mean, it was almost inevitable. So
I like church mode. Hadn't heard that before.
So you haven't heard that 867 times.
Not like 12 personnel.
Since,
no,
yeah.
church mode's kind of funnier.
Yeah.
You imagine people being real quiet and safe and easy. And yeah.
It was almost inevitable. So, you're playing the game and you're trying to do what you
can. Can I go back to the beginning of that answer for a second because it's an interesting question to me in that it would reveal strategy. It's always interesting when you find out strategy you hadn't considered when it actually happened, when it went live, right? But if you listen to the beginning of this question, Doug almost seems like he leans into I let them score and then kind of pulls the nose up a little bit. Listen.
Look, I mean, the only way for us to get the ball back was to make decisions that you could let them score.
He's like, you may not be comfortable with this, but the only thing we could do is possibly put them in a position to do so.
That you could let them score. They're going to be in church mode. I mean, it was almost inevitable. So
almost inevitable is almost like saying this wasn't on us. We didn't let them do anything. They were going to score no matter what, which is not what you want your head coach to be saying.
Almost inevitable. So, you're playing the game and you're trying to do what you can to save time, get as much time back on that clock as you can. And they did a great job. We'd have done the same thing. Get the first down, you go down. Make your opponent, in this case myself, burn your last time out, things of that nature.
Would have done the same thing until you got the third down. Then maybe the same things would have stopped at that point. Maybe.
Burn your last time out, things of that nature. And, honestly, it's smart on both sides to play it that way.
You think you let him score?
I'm sure that was the strategy. I'm sure whatever discussions they have about that was the strategy, Aaron.
Why not say yes?
Why not tell us who was calling the plays for like 8 months leading up to, what was it, week number 4?
Because you don't want to put undue pressure on your offensive coordinator.
It's always something. It's always something. I don't want to put undue pressure on my offensive coordinator. You're probably right, Aaron, but so what? It's the NFL. Hey, listen, I want to give the other guys credit outside of the quarterback because he understands because, I was a quarterback and we understand, it's tough love. It's easy to be like, no, Trevor did a great job. Oh, by the way, I can give credit to the other guys on the field as well.
That's a great point.
All of these things right here, Doug Pederson, in my opinion, is a stabilizing force for the Jags for a period of time.
You think that period is over?
I'm confused at some of the ways that he approaches this, and I just chalk it up to the fact that I will never have like 1/100th of the football knowledge that Doug Pederson has.
You might.
So
one day.
I may not understand what's going on.
You might get like an AI chip implanted in your brain, and then quick learning may happen.
Right. What's Elon got going on? Maybe he
Exactly.
can have but the more and more these things like this happen, this is just normal everyday stuff.
Yeah.
I can give credit to everybody, and we can move on to the next question. I can answer this question in a way that we were talking about last week, Aaron, where you just like, man, this is coaches speak that the regular person doesn't necessarily understand, but you answer the question, and there's no hemming and hawing.
Yeah.
Just what do you're like, I don't understand. I don't understand any of this now at this point. Sorry.
That's fine.
No, where are you going?
I like seeing it. I mean, I can't be the only one who's freaking out. I can't be the only one. 904-362-9901 if you want to get in. 904-362-9901. How about Trevor being able to shake off that fumble? Will you at least give him some credit here?
Yeah, I mean, that's our sport, right? It's that mental toughness that I talk about with the team. I mean, you know, we can't turn the ball over that deep. Obviously, we know that. But the resilient part of that is how we battled back and got ourselves in position to tie the football game, and that's the mindset. But that's the mindset we got to have, you know, in the first quarter, and that'll be something that we can you know, I think learn from moving forward.
That was after the game. Obviously, a little more sullen, a little more sad. He's had now a couple of hours to get a hold of himself, shake it off a little bit. He's gotten some injury updates on a couple of really big names. So let's give those to you right now. Let's hear from Doug Pederson just a short while ago. I mean, literally like an hour and a half ago, I think this press conference was. What are these, DPTs? Here is Doug on the injury updates.
What about Brian? Said locker room MRI showed nothing.
Yeah. This is Brian Thomas Jr. And before Doug answers this question, know that we've already seen reports right before Doug had this press conference. Guys like Jordan Schultz, Jeremy Fowler. Schultz was like, Brian Thomas Jr. is out for 2 to 4 weeks. Fowler also tweeting. Why you gotta be petty?
I'm messed up, man.
You're sitting there hitting the laugh button?
Nah, you hit Sylvester the cat all of a sudden. I wasn't expecting you to do it, man.
It wasn't Sylvester. He just said 2 to 4 weeks for Brian Thomas Jr. So I was like, oh, he's going to be out for a little while. Apparently not. Here's Doug.
Crazy work, man.
Here's Doug on BTJ.
Yeah, no, he just got a little contusion, you know, on the left side of his chest. It's going to be sore. It's kind of a day-to-day thing.
So there's a chance he could.
Yes.
So you're saying there's a chance? Yeah. No, you may have one starting caliber receiver for the next couple of weeks. Yeah.
So there's a chance he could.
Yes. Yeah, I think it's more about how much can he tolerate, right?
How about I'm just going to go down the list.
Yeah. Can we time out for a second? Because if BTJ decides can't do it, now he's got to live with this tag of I'm not a pain guy.
Yeah.
Not that. Look, I can't sit here and crap on Doug for not saying the thing he's got to say, and then crap on him for saying the thing he's got to say.
Sure you can, because you're not being consistent. So either don't say it all the way to like all the time, or don't pick and choose.
I do think he's just trying to let us in a little bit.
That's fair.
Where he can.
I'm not harping on him, but I definitely could give flack to individuals who aren't consistent with their responses.
Doug on whether BTJ can handle any pain whatsoever here.
How about I'm just going to go down the list.
Yeah,
just go down the list. It's a long list, my friends. We're going to be here for a little bit.
Go down the list.
Yeah, Gabe should be fine. Again, it was just the shoulder. Just lost some feeling in there, and just.
You do have to be careful with Gabe Davis's shoulder, because that is where Trevor throws the ball off Gabe Davis a lot. And so if his shoulder is hurt, he could re-aggravate that injury by using his shoulder to catch those balls. So we do have to be careful there with Gabe Davis.
Feeling in there, and we were just, you know, kind of waiting for that to kind of come back a little bit.
I mean, I'm making jokes, but I think he did just say his shoulder was numb. It's a wild spot to have numbness. That would freak me right out.
In there, and we were just, you know, kind of waiting for that to kind of come back a little bit during the game.
Hopefully. You know what it reminds me of? Because, you know, I can relate to football players. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I once had my dental work done. They were doing like a root canal or something.
Okay.
And he nicked a nerve. And so they finished the work, and right in the middle of my bottom lip, it goes numb.
Oh.
And I look at the doctor, and I'm like, hey, I can't feel the bottom lip in the middle. It's numb. And he goes, sometimes that happens. We may have nicked a nerve while doing the root canal. He goes, you should get feeling back in a couple of days. So a couple of days go by, and I don't get feeling back. And, like, it's not to the point where I can't talk, but it's kind of tough. And, like, sometimes you take a drink of water and you drool a little bit because you can't feel anything on your lip. So I go back to the dentist. I'm like, I talk for a living. I got to be able to feel my lip. And he goes, oh, this will probably be like a 3 or 4 month thing. Like, what?
And you got on the phone with Anna Jar and Levine? Is that
3 or 4 months?
Tell me how this ends. Don't move on to the next clip. Tell me that you got on the phone with your representation and was like, hey, man, scare somebody. We need something done right now.
That's not me, man.
That's surprising. That's not you?
I hit the lip gym. I just got better.
What is that? What does that entail?
You do some lip workouts.
I don't know what that entails.
You do some kissy faces.
Okay.
You do some I smell something weird face. You know what I mean. You practice.
Not until you just said that.
You give 110%. And you leave it all out on the field, Brian.
All right. Tough guy.
I ended up being okay.
So you went back into the field to play, though.
Yeah.
You're a tough guy.
3 months later, yeah, I was better. No lawsuit, nothing. By the way, it wasn't my dentist. Shout out to Dr. Bobby. It was the oral surgeon or somebody who did it. Maybe it wasn't a root canal. I don't remember which procedure it was, but it was definitely an oral surgeon.
Okay.
I don't remember this guy's name. It's definitely in Mandarin, though.
Oh, boy. Here we go. All right. On what street?
I got to look it up.
Okay. San Jose Boulevard.
He deserves a shout out.
Yeah, boy.
For numbing up my lip for 3 months. Anyway, we were doing something here.
Had to kind of come back a little bit during a game. It's just sometimes those are funny things.
It doesn't sound funny when half your body is going numb, but all right.
Funny things, but should be fine.
Ezra.
This is a big one. This is now you're talking about your best offensive lineman at a time where the offensive line up until yesterday was playing pretty decent. Ezra Cleveland's your best one this year. If I had to power rank them on performance this year, I'd go Ezra, Brendan Sheriff, Mitch Morse, Cam, Anton. And then Cam 2 more times, and then Walker Little.
Wow. I see the Jags didn't feel that way.
What happened to Walker Little? It did not look good for Walker Little yesterday.
In the beginning.
Ezra, ankle. He will be probably, as of today, probably like a day-to-day going into the weekend.
Sheriff and Darby. I know Sheriff came back.
Sheriff came back. Sheriff's going to be sore. Tough guy. Battled. Came back, finished.
He is a tough dude. All 3 seasons now he's played through injuries. I'm sure it happens to him every season as an offensive lineman. He's a tough guy.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit depressing to think. This was a guy you wanted to be able to walk away from last offseason. You end up extending him because you need to. And now, looking at this coming offseason, you're going to have a new left tackle. Not sure what you're doing at right tackle. They might be. I'm not convinced. Like, do you really want to walk away from Sheriff next offseason? Not sure that you can.
Battled. Came back, finished the game. Should be okay for this weekend. And Darby will be more day-to-day.
So how much better is Parker Washington equipped now to be able to step in for that role?
Yeah. I mean,
a little greedy with the questions.
Yeah.
A little greedy. We were talking about injuries. What are you doing this Parker Washington development question? Was that Gene? Sounded like Gene. Who, by the way, was called out by Trevor for coming late to the presser. Shout out, Trevor. Got to let him know. 904-362-9901 if you want to react to yesterday's game. I don't blame you if you don't. Quite frankly, I don't blame you. Me and Brian Middleton with you up until 5 p.m. on ESPN 690. Back in a couple of minutes.
Kevin Harlan here from Monday Night Football on Westwood One, as we've got the Steelers and New York Giants from Pittsburgh. Steeler quarterback Russell Wilson had a winning debut And the Steelers go to 5-2 off of last week's win. Now they take on the Giants and terrific rookie receiver Malik Neighbors. Join me and three-time Super Bowl champion Devin McCourty for all the action on Monday Night Football.
Jacksonville's home for Monday Night Football is right here on ESPN 690.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
The Inflation Fighter is back and saving you thousands at Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned. Right now at Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned, just $500 down and $288 a month gets you a pre-owned 2021 Toyota Corolla. Or you choose a pre-owned 2021 Camry, RAV4, or Tacoma, just $500 down and $388 a month. You also get no payments till January 2025. It's all at Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned. Shop in person, 10939 Atlantic Boulevard, or online at arlingtontoyota.com. Visit arlingtontoyota.com/save for details.
Bueller Air and Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
Today's contestant, a gravy taster from Jacksonville, Florida, me, Dennis Mosley.
Hi, Ken.
Okay, Dennis. 100 plumbers surveyed, top answer on the board. What does it mean if someone says your home has hard water?
It's made of ice? Let's see. Hard water. Oh, is it club soda mixed 4-to-1 with vodka?
Last chance, Dennis. What is hard water?
Oh, is it that lime scale stuff that makes my taps all crusty?
That's right, Dennis. And a water treatment system from Bueller Air and Plumbing will eliminate troublesome lime-scale deposits that can ruin your expensive appliances and let your neighbors know for sure that you are cool.
I wonder if I can get me a gin and tonic faucet.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Fall is a busy time, and selling your home can be overwhelming. Get a guaranteed cash offer from Mark Spain Real Estate and sell your home stress-free. Hi, this is Mark Spain, and our guaranteed offer is the easiest way to sell your home. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer in your home and skip the hassle of constant cleaning and costly repairs. With a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate, there are no showings, no open houses, and no stress. One of our clients, Chris, said, selling our 16-year-old home was quick thanks to the guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. We avoided the stress of showings, constant cleaning, and negotiations. Their guaranteed offer was beyond what we were hoping for. We've been in business for nearly 30 years and have served over 58,000 satisfied clients, so we know what matters most: a quick sale and maximum profit. Trust the top real estate team in the U.S. and find out what your guaranteed offer will be. There's no obligation. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing.
Not to brag, but Progressive's Name Your Price tool is mankind's greatest tool ever. Even better than the wheel. Sure, without the wheel, we wouldn't have modern transportation or funny videos of dogs riding skateboards. But without the Name Your Price tool, we wouldn't have easy access to auto insurance options based on our budget. And, well, cars do need wheels. They also need insurance, and insurance never goes flat. Learn more about the greatest tool ever, the Name Your Price tool, at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
Did you know that Wendy's has any size soft drinks for just $1? Yeah, any size, anytime. Like $1 Coke, $1 Sprite, or even $1 strawberry Fanta. Okay, could we maybe switch up the sound effect, please? Because I'm losing it. Wow, no, not that. Any size soft drink for just $1? Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. A la carte only. Not valid in a combo. Exclusions apply.
Connect with us on Facebook.
What do you mean by that?
Search for @ESPN690Jax and check out the latest sports news, live stream, or show clip.
Now we talking.
ESPN 690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio.
you want at least a little bit of a silver lining, it's that things aren't going much better in Trashville or in Indianapolis. Those
Trashville.
teams.
Which Trashville again? New
What
Jersey?
happened?
Is that New Jersey? Is that what you're talking about?
No.
It's Trashville. Oh, Nashville. Sorry, I was like, I mean, New Jersey's in the running, I hear, but the way you talk about it, but I get it.
Me?
Nashville.
I would never say anything disparaging against Jersey. Never. Maybe once. But after that, never. In any case, the Anthony Richardson experiment is not going well. And neither is the Will Levis experiment. Both teams could be looking for a new quarterback in the next draft. I don't know that the Colts come off Anthony Richardson after this season, but you almost couldn't blame them if they decided to. They wouldn't be the first team to ever try that.
You could blame them.
I mean, Bryce Young,
Totally
Anthony
different situation.
Richardson, Will Levis.
Totally different situation.
I'm just saying 3 out of the top 4 quarterbacks drafted that year are all, their owners are looking for the receipts to go return them to the store.
If Bryce Young, I'll give you this one, or Will Levis were on the Colts,
you think it'd be a different story.
Both of their careers totally different right now. They are on considerably worse teams than Anthony Richardson. And they actually stay on the field. I mean, when they're not getting benched. I'm talking about for health reasons. If either one of those were on the Colts.
I was going to say, I didn't see Will Levis on the field.
If Bryce Young, especially Bryce Young, if Bryce Young was on the Colts and Shane it'd be 180 degree different
Complete
perspective on Bryce Young.
Okay.
Like right now, he'd be up there with the CJ Stroud. Imagine that, number one, if there was CJ Stroud and Bryce Young in the same division.
I would like to not imagine that.
Yeah, well, thank goodness, because I'm telling you guys, Bryce Young is still a talented. Carolina has messed up Bryce Young. He needs to be gone from there, Aaron. But your point stands. I get what you're saying. I just think that it's a totally different situation. Anthony Richardson, considerably better football situation, organization from top to bottom. He just couldn't stay healthy last year, and now he can't hit people with a football, which is the number one job requirement of a quarterback.
Yeah, 10 of 32. 175 yards. And by the way, 10 of 32, if they would have let him throw 32 passes in literally any game at Florida, it would have looked like that. 10 of 32. As it is, in just yesterday's game, that's half of the attempts he took in all of college.
Really?
I think he had 65 total passes at Florida.
He was there for, a cup of coffee, right? Really?
So, no experience whatsoever under this kid's belt. He's still technically in his rookie year. So you want to give him a little bit more time, right?
Yeah.
But he's got to figure this out sooner than later. You at least got to see improvement.
He just turned 22 this year.
So young.
So, they say, you got to see improvement, but he's in year 2 of a 5-year deal. We'll worry about this in 2 more years.
10 of 32.
That's he's for the season, what, like 48% completion percentage?
He might be being kind right there.
10 of 32.
The only thing more embarrassing than what's going on with Richardson is what's going on with Levis. I mean, they essentially benched him and then hid behind an injury. I don't know if you remember last year when they didn't have the backup quarterback option. Last year when it was Malik Willis and Ryan Tannehill. He played through those injuries, 2 of them. He's like one of these tough guys too. Not with Callahan at the head seat. He's like, we're going to look at Duck Rudolph here for a little bit. It is not going well in the AFC South for almost everybody. You can even say for the Texans.
Yeah.
I mean, they won. Barely. It certainly doesn't look like what everyone thought it was going to look like, running away to the Super Bowl. AFC South is messy right now. Yep. Messy. 904-362-9901 is the number to the Aaron Schachter Show. We'll take a quick break for the Sports Center, and when we come back, some more fun outside of Jaguars stuff. I mean, I got some more Jag stuff to do as well, but maybe we'll do a little new thing called the Winners Report. Right. I got a story about a botched national anthem, and then I'm going to try and bring in a hell nah story of the day because I'm tired of being mad at football. Back in a second on ESPN 690.
Hey, Aaron.
Yes.
FSU tickets.
Oh, my gosh. I forgot to give away FSU tickets. Shocker. 904-362-9901. We still got one more pair of tickets to give away to FSU UNC. We gave away a pair last week. We'll give away a pair this week. Now, last week, we gave away a pair to a former Clemson star. A former, was he an NFLer or just a...
As far as I know, Clemson was the last stop. I could have been wrong, though.
A tremendous athlete. You got to do better than that. 904-362-9901 if you're trying to win your way in to go watch FSU take on UNC. Back in a minute on the Aaron Schachter Show.
Hey, Aaron.
Yes.
The first caller? The fifth caller? What? Like it's.
You're right. I'm trying to rush through this thing. I apologize. This is. I'm playing to the level of the competition right now.
Oh.
This is embarrassing for all of us.
Very Jags defense in the fourth quarter.
I'll take caller number 5.
Number 5.
All right. Thank you.
All right, man.
Back in a minute.
From every street
Action News Jax is on the scene right now.
to every screen, when news breaks, minutes matter.
Moments ago, we got this update.
Where accuracy is the most important.
Tomorrow's a first alert weather day as thunderstorms heat up in the afternoon.
Action News Jack's Tanika Hughes, Ben Becker, and Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish. We break the stories that impact you.
We're told it's a full-scale investigation.
Weeknights at 5, 5:30, and 6. Your number 1 rated newscast is Action News Jax.
Attention men and women. If you would like to get your hair back, then you need to listen to some of our clients. John in Orange Park.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS. Find out how to grow your hair back with a free hair and scalp examination. Mike from Bay Meadows.
I finally found the most experienced company who could restore my hair. Now I have hair where I had none before.
Results guaranteed. Diane from Ponte Vedra.
Now I have what lotions couldn't give me. Thick, beautiful hair.
Find out why you're losing your hair and how to grow your hair back. Call 904-777-IHRS for a limited time free hair and scalp examination.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
Thank you, IHRS.
Thanks, IHRS, for giving me my hair back.
Hurry and receive a free hair and scalp examination and get 2 weeks of laser treatments for free. Call IHRS at 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Hairforme.com.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, Prime Men's Medical Center will get your sex life back in just one visit. Their painless, breakthrough medical treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Prime Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Prime Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments will restore your sex life regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. Plus, you'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients will have their testosterone checked free. Call 904-900-4770, 904-900-4770. To regain your sex life in just one visit, call now. 904-900-4770.
Every day, too many of our Northeast Florida seniors are choosing between buying medicine or groceries. There are 5,000 local seniors on hunger relief waiting lists right now. That's why Elder Source created the Suppers for Seniors Challenge, with Dolores Barr Weaver Legacy Funds generously matching every donation up to $50,000. Please help move hungry seniors from weight to plate and double your impact by donating at myeldersource.org.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. As expected, Shohei Ohtani is in the Dodgers starting lineup, usual leadoff spot. Game 3 of the World Series tonight against the Yankees. Ohtani is dealing with a partial dislocation in his left shoulder. LA up 2-1. Will start righty Walker Buehler.
I've never thrown any game other than Game 3 of the World Series, so kind of familiar that way a little bit. But obviously we were here earlier in the year, but I didn't throw, so never thrown here, so that'll be exciting. And Game 3 of the World Series, it doesn't get more exciting than that.
It's Clark Schmidt for New York, Game 3, 7 Eastern, ESPN Radio. NFL, according to ESPN's Rob Domofsky, an MRI on Packers quarterback Jordan Love's groin injury did not show any significant damage. It's not expected to keep him out long term. Colts coach Shane Steichen said he's evaluating the quarterback situation amid Anthony Richardson's recent struggles. He indicated Richardson's decision to ask out yesterday for a late third quarter play won't be a factor in the decision making. NBA Warriors guard Steph Curry has a strain in his left ankle but did avoid structural damage. He'll be reevaluated on Friday.
Here's one stat that's super simple to remember. Discover automatically doubles the cash back on your credit card at the end of your first year with Cashback Match. With Discover, you could turn $150 cash back to $300. See terms at discover.com/credit card.
Live from the Anajar and Levine studios, Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio.
Do you know a child who is deaf, hard of hearing, blind, or visually impaired? The Florida School for the Deaf and Blind in St. Augustine offers a tuition-free educational program to prepare the child for a lifetime of success. FSDB offers free comprehensive education, transportation, and boarding services at no cost to all eligible deaf or blind students, elementary through high school, no matter where the student lives in Florida. Call 800-344-3737 or log on to www.fsdbk12.org to learn more.
1 in 4 Americans have a disability. I'm one of them. I'm also a working mom who cares deeply about making sure every child with a disability thrives by getting their access needs met. We've got a trusted ally by our side. Easter Seals provides children and families the foundation for lifelong success through early learning programs, skills training, and prep for college and career. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours. Join us at easterseals.com.
All right, gentlemen, this is Emmett Smith on behalf of Depend, and I've got the perfect play. Run straight to your doctor's office for a life-changing catch. Because when prostate cancer is caught early, it's up to 99% treatable, and one blood test might be all it takes. And now through November, Depend is donating to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for select purchases. Talk about a great play.
From September 1st to November 30th, Depend is donating 40 cents to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for Depend Shield Guards Real Fit products purchased in the U.S. up to a maximum of $300,000 void in Mississippi.
Who is this guy? Aaron Shafting? What is it? Oh, Schachter? Schachter. Okay. Shack Attack. Schachter. He gets shacked. But I digress. Here we go.
You ready? Yeah. Turn up your radio.
The Aaron Schachter Show on ESPN 690.
Remember last week I was all like, oh, it could be worse. You could be Will Levis. I guess technically that's still the case, but you could throw Anthony Richardson in that conversation. You were listening to the Sports Center in the break right there. Steichen met with Richardson today. Steichen says Richardson knows he can't just come out of the game because he's tired. I mean, when else are you going to come out of the game? It's the only time you need to come out.
I missed the Sports Center. Tell me that that's an Aaron paraphrase of the story. Because
it's a paraphrasing, yes.
Oh, boy.
Just like, I know. Amid criticism, I understand. I can't just come out of the game because I'm gassed. I was like, really? You want him in there gassed? It's not for his throwing arm. You want him in there because he can run. If the dude's like asthma attacking, you get someone else in there. Now, granted, timing was poor. You could argue that you lost your shot at possibly winning the game because of it, if you're a Colts fan. And if that's the case, my condolences. It wasn't supposed to go this way. I can relate.
I feel you on that, Aaron. But speaking of young QBs, Jaden Daniels, did you watch the Commanders' last play?
I did.
Against the Bears?
I did.
Impressed?
Of course.
Okay.
Jaden Daniels is an impressive quarterback. I think I said to you, if not you, then someone else.
No, not me. No,
I thought he'd be better than Caleb Williams.
You may have said that.
Yeah I liked it. He's on my fantasy team. I love Jaden Daniels. Lots of the scouts were like, this dude is ready. He's got a great arm, great accuracy.
Did you see the Bears DB that was
taunting the crowd? Yes.
And then he was the one that tipped the ball up to the.
Yeah, he might get cut this week.
He's too good.
You
They're
think
just,
so?
they're just gonna yell at him.
I didn't even
and make
see
him
who the
apologize.
player was. Who was the?
It's Stevenson.
Oh.
Nah, he's not.
I thought it
He's
was a
not
real
going
name.
The Bears ain't. The Commanders will pick him up immediately as well.
I thought you were like, it's Jalen Johnson. I was like, oh my goodness.
Nah, he's
not quite.
good.
Not quite. In any case, we were hearing from Doug before we went to break. I think I'm done with Doug for now. Did I have anything else on Doug? There was a new cuts he gave me. Let's see. Oh, you know what? We do have some stuff.
Well,
some of the stuff is interesting to me. What? Go ahead.
I was going to say, shout out to Carl for being
that's
our
right.
winner for
We
the
have a winner.
FSU tickets, the
Carl.
second pair. Shout out to you, man. Congratulations.
I always wonder if these people are FSU alums or just fans of the team.
He's an Alabama fan.
Oh.
He said he was trying to get tickets to Florida, Georgia. I don't think it was working out for him.
Probably not.
But these work
a little
out.
bit late in the game, probably.
So, shout out to Carl. Good for you, man.
Just a college football fan. I like that we can do that. Hook somebody up with tickets. We should have tickets for the rest of the home games for the rest of the season. How many are we talking about?
We should have whole sections, huh? We're just going to bust people up and just be like, hey, man.
Congratulations, Carl. You won 25,000 tickets. You and 24,999 of your closest friends get to go to the stadium.
Here's your key to Doak. Here's your key to the Doak for one day.
Please turn the lights out when you're done.
Oh, man.
Don't forget to flush the toilets.
Oh, boy.
Back to Doug. They did ask some pretty good questions today. Curious his thoughts on some of these. One of them was, what do you attribute the cause of the slow starts offensively? Did he say Press Taylor here or no? No, you don't think so?
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, gosh, you look at it yesterday. Had a good start, first down.
Oh, my goodness. Are we going to go play-by-play? What do you attribute it to, Doug?
Down, we're, a 6-7 yard completion now on first down to Tank and then 2 incompletions. Those are just things we got to continue to look at and it's just that execution part, right? And then as coaches making the decisions and the type of calls that we're making and, just look at it and make sure we're doing the right thing there. And
is he saying the coaches didn't do the right thing, or is this more of the blame me guys stuff? Because early in the season, he caught heat for throwing some blame at the players. They're just not executing. So since then, he's been very careful not to even come within 1,000 feet of that answer.
Well, no, hold on, Aaron. It wasn't just that. It was the fact that there was no blame. It was very light acceptance from a coaching point of view.
The real reason is because we all know and have heard by now that a minimum of the first 15 plays of the game are scripted out by Press and the boys beforehand, premeditated. Do you always get to stick to the plan? Not every time. But for the most part, that's how you start the game, especially when you're talking about the Jaguars. Start the same every time. The same guy making those plays, same guy calling the 15. You might have a theme there, a run-through, a through line.
The right thing there. And but again, it took us into the second quarter against New England to get going, and it took us about to the 14th play of this game, to get us going. So, that's something we've got to look at and really make an emphasis of, starting like the way we finish.
Yeah, make an emphasis. Don't make a change. Just make an emphasis. Okay.
Starting like the way we finish. That would be ideal, as we move forward.
Douglas, when you look at where you were at this time last year, the offensive numbers then and now, not very far apart. But defensively, there's a big difference. And you blew that man out. Swapped him out for another guy.
Yeah, it's something that as we look at the tape, look at the the personnel, you try to put a finger on it. Is it the scheme? Is it the execution by the players? I would say it's a little of both right now. And look,
so hesitant to say it. I don't blame him. He got roasted for it. But there is an answer there.
And look, bottom line is sometimes And I'm not saying this is the case, but you don't want.
Then why say it? Why say the next words you're going to say if this is not the case? If someone asks you a question, you're like, "Here's my answer," and I'm not saying this is what's happening. I'm just saying this is my answer. That doesn't make any sense.
And I'm not saying this is the case, but you don't want to do too much on the field, right? You don't want to take things into your own hands and think you got to do somebody else. Just ask you to do your job. Coaches coach, players play, all that, but just do your job, and we'll be fine. And when you see the good out there, that's what's happening. All 11 are playing as one. But sometimes there's, every now and then you get the one guy that, maybe he's out of his gap or.
Is that 12? Is that the 12 personnel guy in the A gap, B gap with the 3 technique? Maybe.
Guy that, maybe he's out of his gap or does something a little bit different or forgot an assignment or something like that. And it hurts us. And those are the things we're trying to clean up right now and just making sure we continue to coach.
Right now, halfway through the season. Just making sure we clean all this stuff up. All right. Keep working, guys. That's all you can ask. Keep working. 904-362-9901. 904-362-9901 is the phone number. Let's go to the telephones. Welcome back to the show. Till this, David. How you doing, buddy?
What's happening, Aaron? How you doing, man?
Talk to me, man.
Listen to these clips you're playing. It's just the same old rhetoric spewed a different way. The players, the coaches, they never say anything. They say a lot. They never say anything. I said it early. It might have been game 1 or 2, and I'm saying it again. Who is the leader offensively or defensively on this football team? Who's got the fire in their belly to get up in somebody else's face? Because, man, they're on the hook for a new stadium. They're on the hook for a bunch of money to Trevor. He's running around fumbling the ball at the 5-yard line, throwing interception. I ain't putting it on Trevor. But who is
kind of hard to put it on Trevor.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. They get the trophy when they win. They got to take some of the heat when they lose. I'm not doing that. But it seems like there is no leader on this team. Now, I'm just a fan watching, half invested in the team, half not. But
Dave, I kind of feel you. I feel you. I feel you on this point, and that I do believe this team has leaders. But I think the kind of leaders the team have are a little more reserved than what we've come to know, like loud or verbose football people to be, right? Like you think a leader of a team, you think a guy getting, you said it yourself, who's there, who's got the fire in their belly, getting in someone's face. I have this image of Peyton Manning yelling at Jeff Saturday on the sideline, or Tom Brady getting in the face of his offensive line. Like you're right. We're not going to see that from Trevor, at least not normally. That's not really his personality type. We're not going to see that from a guy like Josh Hines-Allen. It doesn't seem to be his personality type. Foye Oluokun, Christian Kirk, Evan Engram. These aren't guys that you normally see in other people's face, getting out in front of it, taking the bullets in that sense, or giving the bullets in that sense. That's why I kind of laughed when Gabe Davis and Trevor got into it on the sideline, because it made me feel like Gabe Davis was the only one willing to do that kind of stuff, Dave.
I mean, don't you have to have some of that on your football team?
Do you? I don't know.
You have to have a little bit of that to get up in someone's face, but it does not seem to be anywhere on that sideline. And they're content. And they kept harping about the second half season, the schedule being easy, and they need to just lay off of that one, because I don't think it matters now. They just look like they played well yesterday, but it's almost as if you can kind of see them. Are we losing interest, or are they just starting to slide down that hill of, well, we'll just grab a paycheck this week and come out and do it. I mean, the season ticket holders ought to be demanding a refund.
Yeah.
Because they don't get a home win very often.
They don't.
You
ain't getting what you paid for. That's for real.
It's horrible, man.
I appreciate the call, David. Thank you.
That's all I have. Y'all have a good one.
All right, man.
To this day.
That's the thing. It's like we can't talk about how the schedule gets easy when you're the easy team on the schedule. You're the one the other teams are excited to go play now. Hey, you could tell me all about strength of schedule all you want, but you're the one helping other teams with the strength of schedule. Got to win something before you could start celebrating how easy the schedule is. Wild stuff. Let's get one more cut here from Dougie while we wait for the phones to develop out there. I see some calls coming in, 904-362-9901 on the Aaron Schachter Show. They also ask, how concerning is the current state of the pass rush right now?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you want to affect the passer, and you go in each week thinking you can, and we got something we got to take a look at it, and I do believe still we got the right guys there, whether we move them more, bring 5-man pressures, 6-man pressures, whatever we got to do to affect the passer, we've got to be able to do that. And
I think this is actually one of his better answers because I'm buying it right here. I believe he thinks he's got the right people, specifically Trayvon, Josh Hines-Allen, Eric Armstead.
Okay.
I believe he believes in those guys.
So if he believes that.
And he sees it's not working. Okay. And so he goes, look, maybe there's other things we need to try to be doing. Here are some suggestions. Now, granted, it's in the football talk. I'm not crazy about that in these press conferences. But to Doug's effort to answer the question, he's not pretending like we don't need to know. He's not pretending like he's above answering that. He's like, look, I believe what we have should work. Okay. The fact is it's not. We need to try other things to kickstart it. Okay. I can get with it.
I think it's a fair question. Did you play? I'm sorry, I was doing some other stuff. Did you play the question where they basically asked him, is he going to jump in on the defensive side?
That would be the next question.
Sorry, I didn't know if I missed it already.
You did not. It's the next one. And I have it highlighted. I would love to hear it because it's part of the reason why he's not going to call offensive plays, so he can focus a little bit on both. I think we heard some of that last offseason. So I do think it's worth listening to that answer, but I don't want to make who we have on the phone wait any longer.
Bad boys, what you want, what you want, what you want.
Order in the court.
The Prison Report.
Welcome to the show, Naya. How you doing out there?
Hey, what's up, Aaron, bro? All is well.
What's happening, man? Obviously, not the greatest Sunday, but curious how you're feeling out there.
Right. Yeah, it's I had a little hope. I had a little hope yesterday, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm just not all down in the dump, you know what I'm saying? I think for real, I'm one of those guys, man. I think, we done been there before, and I just really, really, really hope that we can find some type of way because we play in this weak division for real. So I hope that we can find some type of way to right this ship.
Let me ask you this, Naya. Do you think that the players on the roster are the right players? Do you think it's a coach issue or a player's issue, in your opinion?
I think it's a player issue. I think like David just said, I think for real, man, we got to get some dogs down there. You know what I'm saying? We got to get some dogs on the team that ain't scared to get up in your face and call you out and hold you accountable. You know what I'm saying? I think that's where we lacking at for real.
We did hear a little bit of that last year when we lost Cam Robinson to an injury, and everyone was like, wait, the team just doesn't have nasty on it. And then Cam comes back in, and we saw a little pop there from the offensive line and the team in general. So maybe that is what we need, but I refuse to believe that that's like the thing that's going to fix it right now. There's so many issues with this team.
Yeah, that's true. But I just, I just think, man, stop drafting nice. And, you know what I'm saying, go after some of them dogs, man. Like, we need strong leaders on the squad.
Yeah.
Not just all nice boys, man. Go after some dogs, man, that's go pump some pig in your teammates and the opponent, man. Like all that old schoolboy stuff, man.
That's actually the only part. Sports, that's actually the only part where I start to wonder if this might be a Doug issue, because I do like the fact that Doug is such a a good strategist and an offensive play calling genius, even though he's not necessarily specifically calling the plays from the sideline. He's helping design a lot of that stuff, if not all of it, having a hand in it. The problem, though, I think, when everyone's looking for someone to light somebody up, that's not necessarily how Doug behaves. And quite frankly, they've drafted a lot in his image in that sense. A guy like Trayvon Walker, a guy like Josh Hines-Allen, a guy like Eric Armstead, a guy like Trevor Lawrence and Christian Kirk and Evan Engram and Travis Etienne. These are not guys who get in other people's faces. These are just adults going to work, and Doug is treating them like an adult. And maybe that works for them, and that, you know, it makes it easier to go to work every day. But to the point that you're making and David's making, is that what we need on the football team? I'm not sure. I don't know.
Yeah, man, it's just, I think it just it get me. It get me when I see a lot of stupidity. You know what I'm saying? And then I just don't see a lot of, you know, guys coming through there and just talking all soft and all that type of stuff, man. I just, you know, enough is enough, especially when you see we've been going down this road for too long, man.
Yeah.
You know, Doug, I'm going to tell you like this. I wanted Press Taylor gone last year, but we got rid of Caldwell, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, yeah. And so now I'm going to say it like this. Yeah, go ahead and get rid of Doug, man. If things don't work out how it's supposed to go, get rid of him. There's a lot of people that love to come down to Jacksonville and coach the squad for real. Like, Doug just ain't the guy, but a lot of times, for real, let's get some dogs on the squad.
All right, so let's put it like this. Let's say they blow out Trent Baalke, and then they hire Naya all the way from Cumberland, and they're like, Naya, we're going to blow out Doug, however you want to do this, but, like, who are we hiring? Are we hiring a defensive-minded head coach and some hotshot offensive coordinator, or are we going with the offensive-minded head coach and we're doing the hotshot defensive coordinator? How are we working that?
Man, I'm grabbing Rex Ryan.
That's my guy.
I'm gonna throw that bag at Rex Ryan and let Rex Ryan go ahead and pick his staff.
You know what I mean? Go get him. Go get him. Let's go get a GD snack, Rex Ryan. And that snack is in the form of Duval. Get us a Rex Ryan and a hotshot offensive coordinator. Maybe you get Dave Canales after he's got a little PTSD over there with the Carolina Panthers. You bring him on over and you go, hey, do for Trev what you did for Baker. Let's go.
You know what I'm saying? Something got to shake, man. Something got to shake. Because, I mean, I thought we was going to take, what's up, bro? I thought we was going to take, what his name is, Wink Martindale. He left the Giants, right? So I thought we was going to go after him on the defensive side.
Yeah.
But this cat here, I don't know. I'm gonna say this, man. I like Rex Ryan, man. I like the energy he brings, man. And he gonna hold his guys accountable. He ain't gonna kiss no butts, and he ain't gonna be all soft with them. So yeah, man. But hopefully I just want us to turn this thing around for real.
Yeah, I think everyone agrees with that. However we do it, however it's gonna happen, whatever goes down, just tired of losing. Tired of losing. You got a very brief respite in 2022. 8 years or however long it was, 6 years after you got a very brief respite in like 16 and 17. And
right.
It's just not enough. It's not enough for fans of a franchise, especially in a city, by the way, where this is your lone major league franchise. You're just not doing enough winning here to sustain generations of fans.
Real talk, man. And like Dave said, man, we got the stadium. You know what I'm saying? We finna fix the stadium, fix the downtown up and all that, man. We got to bring winners, man. Winners to the city, man.
I actually think that's where the Jags – I actually think that's where they're not on the hook anymore. I know David said they're on the hook for this and that. They are on the hook for the $275 to Trevor, but the stadium, that's not – it's a done deal. Everyone's approved it. Shad's only got to pay for a little more than half. And I think people here in the city are going to go to whatever gets built because it's going to look cool. It's going to be a stadium in the future. Even when the team is a loser, you have a reason to go to the stadium because it's new and cool and different. And I think it's just going to buy you some more purgatory, if you ask me.
Oh, I hate purgatory. You know what I'm saying?
Says the guy who has to deal with holding cells all the time. Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we got to get about that thing, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If anyone should be used to it, should be you, man. Yeah.
hey, real talk. I want to get out of this, man, and I want to come home, man, and enjoy myself, man, and be one of the ones, man, a winning franchise that we've been hoping, dreaming that we can build down there, man. I want to come home to that, man.
Well, when do you have an opportunity to come back this way?
All right. Well, right now, I got my appeal in the courts right now, so I'm waiting on the sentence modification.
All right.
And it's in the judge hands right now. So I've been waiting. It's been in the judge hands since August.
Wow.
So I've been waiting, and every day I'm waiting. Every time they do legal mail, I'm at the door thinking they're about to come to my cell, man. But I'm just patiently waiting for them to come through, and the judge grant me a court date.
That stinks,
If he grant me a court date, that means that he's going to if he grant me a court date and I go in that court, that means that he go approve my
he's going to modify it.
So
yeah. So you think if they
no
modify the sentence, you think you'll be able to get out?
Yeah, real talk. So
that's my guy right
beforehand, they offered me 30 years. They offered me 30. First filing no parole, so that would have dropped it down to 25 years. So with the 25 years, I got 14 in a couple of months to make it 15. So that'll push me right out the door with all my good days. And
look at you.
And working
look at you on your best behavior.
Absolutely, man. I'm trying to get out this thing, man. So
I'll tell you what, Naya, I promise you, if I'm still on the air, when you get out, you let me know. We're going to throw you a nice party when you come home.
Man, that's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about. Bet that up, man. Sure enough, man. I can't wait, man.
We got to introduce Naya to all kinds of new stuff. We got to introduce Naya to streaming companies. We got to introduce Naya to cell phones. We got to introduce Naya to Tinder. Naya, you don't know nothing about Tinder.
15 years ago was what, 2009?
Yeah, man. Naya has no idea. Naya, everything is on demand now. You get your whole life on demand. You got no idea what you're in for.
I know it, man. I'm like an old man, coming out there. Don't know how to use a phone and all that. Don't know how to. Yeah, man.
We're going to set this dude up. We're going to show him all the bad websites to go to in incognito mode. He's never coming out of his room. Forget it. Forget
That's what I'm talking about. So enough, man.
Naya's like, what is online banking? I never heard of that before. I'd be like, Naya, we got a whole world to show you, man.
Yeah. Put me in the game, man.
All right.
Straight up, man.
No doubt.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Well, you stay up, man. I hope you're good.
Man, all right, man. I will, man. I appreciate y'all boys. Y'all do the same, man.
All right, man.
Talk to y'all later.
Be good.
All right, one.
See ya. There goes Naya. What a party that's going to be. Going to have to take him to a fine gentleman's establishment. We're the gentlemen party. You know how we do.
See the wheels turning right now.
Get some top hats going, some three-piece tuxes, a little cane.
You know, Monopoly man? Like, what's
the monocle?
What are you talking about?
Little pocket watch. Oh, it's time for another
hats.
dance for Naya. We'll hook him up. I'll put you in charge of planning that whole thing. I'm sure we'll get it expensed by the company.
Oh, that's where I was thinking. I was like, who's going to approve this one?
We'll ask the boss. Be like, hey, our friend is coming home from an attempted murder charge.
You get you some Panera, some leftover Panera from another town hall.
Yeah, man. Either that or Jimmy John's. They'll hook it up.
You know what I mean? And we'll put it in the table after they picked over for. Yeah, go ahead.
Naya's been eating cornbread and slop for the last 14 years. He'll eat whatever.
Slop, okay.
What do you think they're serving over there?
Probably not slop.
Slop with creatine.
Well, it's protein, right?
You know what I mean?
It keeps your muscles in.
Throw some laxatives in there just to make sure everyone's healthy. You know how they do in prison, Brian? No? Okay, maybe not. It's the Aaron Schachter Show, 904-362-9901. The day has kind of gotten away from us. We'll try and fix that when we come back.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Partly cloudy skies, breezy winds will move in off the ocean, and it will be noticeably cooler today, with temperatures 5 to 10 degrees cooler than yesterday. There is a potential for an isolated shower as well, but it does not look like a lot of rain. Daytime highs will only be in the mid-70s. From the Action News Jax First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Corey Sima.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds, where now you can save thousands on buy one, get one on wedding bands, going on now through October 31st.
Hey, football fans, looking for the ultimate game day experience? Best Bet St. Augustine has you covered. We're talking big plays on the big screens, food specials that'll make your taste buds cheer, and drink deals that'll keep your spirits high. And get this, we're open till 4 a.m., serving food and drinks until 2. Make the smart play. Head to Best Bet St. Augustine and ante up for your team. Find us at bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com. Best Bet St. Augustine, where every game day is a win.
I'm Action News Jack's First Alert meteorologist Garrett Biedenball. Weather here is unique. It can be bright and sunny one minute and then a downpour the next. That's why mornings are when you need us the most. So you can plan your day, no matter if you're getting ready to go to work or working from your living room, getting the kids ready for school or ready for lunchtime. I'm on TV explaining how weather is going to affect your day and night ahead, so you're prepared for anything. I'll get you ready on Action News Jax this morning.
Advisory services through Talon Private Wealth and SEC registered investment advisor. Florida license D056341.
On Guarding Your Nest Egg Radio, Mike Lester, founder of Talon Wealth, focuses on a key question many share. Do I have enough to retire?
For starters, we'll do the math for you. But to me, it's really more about lifestyle. I want to find out what's important to you. I want to find out what your expenses are. And then I'm going to give you a realistic expectation moving forward of how your money needs to be invested to accomplish your goals in retirement.
Get to know Mike at guardingyournestegg.com.
I'm Josh Scobie, proud supporter of Guardian Catholic School. Did you know that literacy is the most important predictor of lifelong success? That's why Guardian educators focus on teaching literacy skills from pre-K 3 through 3rd grade, so kids can read to learn from 4th grade on. Our teachers and parents can't do it alone, so we're inviting you to get a kick out of reading. Our aim is to provide new hardcover and digital books for each class. With your help, we'll place books into the hands of every Guardian student from kindergarten through 3rd grade. Please give today. Visit guardiancatholic.com and click on Get a Kick Out of Reading. That's guardiancatholic.com. Click on Get a Kick Out of Reading. Reading well at an early age is a must. Help kids get a kick out of reading. Please give today. Visit guardiancatholic.com and click on Get a Kick Out of Reading. Please give today. Visit guardiancatholic.com and click on Get a Kick Out of Reading. That's guardiancatholic.com. Click on Get a Kick Out of Reading. Guardian Catholic School. Faithful protectors of potential.
Firearm-related injuries are the leading cause of death among children and teens. In our community, the number of patients admitted to Wolfson's Children's Hospital for firearm-related injuries has increased more than 30% since 2021. It's important to know the basics of firearm safety and how to store them unloaded, away from ammo, and locked up. Learn more at go.baptistjacks.com/gun safety.
If you want to know why Arlington, rent a Toyota. That's why. It's not just a rental, it's a Toyota. Need an 8-passenger Sienna van? Rent it. Curious about all the new 2025 Camry features? Rent it. How about a fuel-efficient RAV4? Arlington has 25 in stock and ready to rent. Rent a Toyota at Arlington has plenty of hybrids, too. And Arlington's competitive rental rates make every mile amazing. Just go to arlingtontoyota.com and reserve your rental online today.
So this new dose is... nope, that's not it. The price is nowhere to be found.
Mr. Green? Hi, it's all good. We've got this.
This is not just help from a Walgreens pharmacist.
Oh, new prescriptions. Cool. Let me check to see if these are the lowest cost options covered by your Medicare plan.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
This is someone supporting you every step of the way. Chat with a pharmacist today to find help saving. This is the human kind of help. Walgreens.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Hey, you.
What's good, my boy?
Connect with us on Instagram. Search for @ESPN 690 Jax and check out the latest sports news. We're ESPN 690.
What?
We are ESPN 690.
Just as long as we tracking.
Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio.
Let me get get real with the audience for a second. Welcome back to the Aaron Schachter Show, by the way. 904-362-9901 if you want to call in. About a half hour left in the show. Let me get real with you, though. I was talking to Brian before the show started. And I was like, yeah, I really only want to talk Jaguars this first hour. Let's do other stuff. I brought other stories to the table. Get our minds off of it.
All right.
But, like, there's still more Jaguar stuff to do. Like, we didn't hear anything from Evan Engram. I thought he had the best answers of the whole day. Let me see if I can get to some of these very, very quickly. Let's see. If it means something, the team was able to rally back into the game, we could pass on that. Did he know Trevor was going to throw to him the ball in the end zone? We could pass on that. Basically, Evan thought he got off the line really well, and that's one thing Trevor does. You say what you want about Trevor. When someone gets off the line really well, comes out of their breaks really well, Trevor sees it and then chases him down on the route. And so he thought he was coming. I like this answer. On the timing of the jump on that touchdown catch, as soon as it happened, Brian, I sent you a string of texts. I was amazed.
Yeah, man.
Evan Engram. This dude went up and got it for real, for real.
Yeah, man.
And he floated there for a bit. I sent you these texts. I was like, Evan Engram, now the new best airline. This man lives in Sky Tower. Engram loves beer, but just for the hops. This man wears trampoline cleats. This man's playlist is just crisscross jump on repeat. I said, Evan doesn't jump rope, he just ropes.
You gonna make sure he get a drug test.
Yeah.
You keep on putting those kind of descriptors out there.
Well, they asked him about the jump and the timing because the timing looked amazing. It looked like he went up and was like, oh, I'm early. I'm just going to hang up here for a little bit.
That's what we're going to do.
The air up there. This was Engram on his timing of the jump.
Yeah, I just went up and got it.
He's looking at the reporter going, yeah, what do you want from me? I just chased it down.
I'm sorry, I missed that. What did he say?
He said,
yeah, I just went up and got it.
Yeah, okay.
Even, like, that's not the guy yelling in your face on the sideline. Ain't the guy.
Yeah, I just went up and got it. Okay.
And then, of course, Brent asks him how much of a gut punch was. It's like, all right, Brent, we get it. Everyone's sad. Everyone's sad. But, speaking of sad, I thought this was pretty powerful. He's talking about Christian Kirk. How tough is it to see his guy Christian Kirk go down with another season-ending injury, although at the point that he's answering the question, I'm not sure if he knows it's a season ender yet.
Yeah, it's just one of the best teammates I've ever had, ever been around. One of the smartest players I've been around. One of the greatest, best leaders I've been around. And you saw him cut up today too. He was rolling, he was getting going, and it's just a very unfortunate event. God doesn't make mistakes. There's a plan. His will is better than any of ours can imagine. So he'll be just fine.
That's a tough answer by Evan Engram. He's feeling it.
Sounds like it's the rest of the season.
Well, that's
what at that point in time when I heard that.
But they followed up immediately with that question, Brian. They were like, "Are you saying the season's over?"
Hell no, the season's not over. You know what happened here. We were in a way worse spot later in the season. So
it is fortunate that so many guys, the core of this team, were around 2 seasons ago. Mm-hmm. Even if it doesn't feel the same way for real in that locker room, you can still tell yourself it is. You could still be like, we've been here before.
I think today we were that today. Everybody was, playing their asses off, leaving a legacy for themselves and for our team. And
who did that? You did that, or the Jaguars did that? Jaguars did that. They don't like the word ass, huh?
Parental advisory, man.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, we can say it on radio. You can say it on the internet.
Say what?
He said ass. I didn't say it.
Team, and that brought us down to the wire against a really good team. So I'm saying that just we got to continue to do that, continue to build on that. And if we have that outlook, we're going to get the best out of our guys for sure.
All right, we'll see about that. Hasn't happened yet, but, we'll see. The final one that I enjoyed from Evan Engram, I thought it was a good question from the reporter. It was basically, look, there's a lot of trade talk. And with the record being what the record is, you already saw RRH hit the road. That dude Scooby-Doo ran out of the building. He Kool-Aided through the wall. So do you hear that talk? Obviously, Ingram's been involved in some of those talks or at least in those rumors, I should say, whether they're print or just analysts on television. Christian Kirk involved in some of those rumors, not any longer, not with a broken clavicle. But you hear the rumors, right? So is that discouraging for the team? This is Evan Engram on what they do, what that sounds like, or how he feels about it.
That's way outside of our building, way outside of our building. We have no control over that, and we truly love each other in here, so we don't even think about that. We don't even fathom that.
Let me pause this for a second because a couple of things I think are happening here. He's a real dude. This is why I love this dude. He's being real about his relationship with his guys. He's not just talking about work colleagues. He's talking about dudes he probably considers emotionally as brothers. Brother in the trenches. And so you hear one of them is going to get shipped out. It's kind of disturbing to you. And so he's saying a few things. Here's number one. It's like, this is out of my control. If I'm going to worry about stuff that's out of my control, I'm going to get lost in the sauce. So I'm not going to do that. But let's not pretend like you don't hear it. Let's not pretend like people aren't aware of it.
Think about that. We don't even fathom that.
You do fathom it. You do think about it. You don't want to. You know if you focus on it, it could be detrimental. But let's not pretend.
We don't even think about that. We don't even fathom that. At the end of the day, a business is a business, and things might happen. We're not like we can't even sit here. I don't even want to sit here and answer that question. So respectfully, but
I can get with him on this because there is a difference between how could you ask me that question? I'm not going to answer that question, and what Evan just did. Evan's like, all right, you asked me the question respectfully. I'm here to answer your questions, but if I do, it's going to make me feel worse than I need to feel. I'm just not going to do this. I'm not going to do this.
That's just something we don't think about or talk about.
I think that's a very respectful answer. I thought it was a good one. I want you to contrast that with what we saw from Trayvon Diggs. This is Trayvon Diggs in the locker room with a reporter in Dallas who asked him a question about the end of the game where Dallas loses. And so the reporter asks Trayvon about a specific play. And Trayvon does not like the way the question was asked.
That whole play, that's what you took from that? You don't know football. You can't do nothing that I do. You can't go out there and do nothing. Stay in your lane, buddy. Stop playing with me, bro.
Just asking the question, Trayvon.
At this point, he walks away from the reporter. The reporter, feeling all big in his britches, goes, just asking the question, Trayvon. He didn't say it to his face. He said it when he walked away from you. So don't try and be a tough guy, reporter, keyboard warrior. But Trayvon hears him and walks back to him. How much you want to bet this dude was puckering in that moment?
Trayvon. I mean, I'm happy to have you answer the question.
He's showing off right there to all his reporter friends. Hey, guys, watch this one. I don't like this guy at all.
Trayvon. I mean, I'm happy to have you answer the question.
Yeah, you're happy to have him answer the... You asked it, stupid. Of course you're happy to have him answer it.
Well, hold on. Before you continue on, you would have had him not say any of the extra commentary after Trayvon walked off. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying? I'm trying to figure out because he hadn't said anything disrespectful. I get it. He's
Trayvon. He's trying to tough guy the dude.
I know. I get it. He's ribbing him a little bit. Like I
don't mind the ribbing. I don't mind the ribbing. I would have been a little more sarcastic. This reporter, he clearly, to me, is not good on the fly in the moment.
Gotcha.
Can't speak off the top of his head.
Okay.
He's challenged in the moment. Obviously, he's got adrenaline running through him, just like Buck Rising when we listened to that clip a few weeks ago. He's got it running through him. But the important part of those moments is to remember where you're at and what the energy is in that moment. Because the last thing you want is to be recorded on tape like this man was, sounding like a goofball, like an idiot. Happy to have you answer the question. Shut up, stupid.
I'm happy to have you answer the question.
That whole play, that's what you took for that? That's what you got from that whole play. That's what you...
Meanwhile, Diggs has like one line this whole time. Like, come on, man. You got stuff to say? Say it.
That whole play, that's what you got from that.
We can talk about it more.
We can talk about that's what we're doing.
What was the actual question? Did I miss that part in the beginning? Because, boy,
it wasn't in the clip, but it's basically he says to him on this defensive play, you did this, they did this. Do you wish you would have done something different? And he's like, that's what you took from that play? You don't even know what you're looking at. You're not a football player. You can't do what I do. Okay, Trayvon, but you can't do what this nerd does. You don't talk as well as he does. How many athletes have we seen leave the league and try and trade off their name? And it fails. Let's not pretend like playing football saves lives. It doesn't. It is entertainment. Sometimes really depressing entertainment. As is the case for me and most of the fans in the city, and quite frankly, most of the fans in Dallas.
What were you doing there?
To give him a D's blast at the very end. He goes, we can talk about D's. Well, they didn't, if you're wondering. They didn't then have that conversation about his anatomy.
Oh, did the clip cut off, or do you know that for a fact? Did the clip continue and you were just like, oh, no. Okay, I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to piece it together. Aaron, again, this is the obvious being spoken right now, but right after a loss.
Well, Brian, we could talk about it if you want to.
That's what you took from that. Right after a loss, these guys, I never knew until a couple of years back. It's just different, I think, at the professional level. Like, I would cover stuff at Georgia Southern, and you would talk to players after the game, and, they'd be down. Or I'd talk to some of my friends afterwards, and, they'd be upset. But I don't know. I think at the professional level, you start going into the locker rooms, and things really aren't going right, and it's after a loss. You said it earlier in this show. It can get a bit tense in there. People, you would like to think, okay, I'm not going to tiptoe for nobody, but nah, I'm going to read the room and fill out this situation before I just go all in on a question.
Well, you do have a couple of things at play there, right? You don't want to lose access to the locker room as a reporter.
Well, yeah.
Because, unless you're Bert Martineau, if you're somebody else, like some people lower down on the totem pole, when you get kicked out and you lose your access, that's the gig.
Yeah.
Like, if you can't report on Jaguars in this city as a sports person, you can't work in this city. So in that sense, they're kind of holding you by the short and curlies there.
But also the human element of this, like, I do understand, guys, you're playing a game. Also, guys, you've dedicated your life to this particular game, and you put in a lot of work.
Now,
and you're genuinely upset.
This is the difference. Once you get to the questions where you're trying to empathize and say you've dedicated your life, it's no longer game talk. Now you're talking about a craft.
No.
Now you're talking about a career, an art form.
Aaron, right, true. I'm saying before you go into whatever question, like this question right here, where you're talking about, hey, I was looking at this play right here.
Looks like you
this
screwed
happened,
something
that
up.
happened.
Sure.
You find a way to actually present that in maybe a way that's not as blunt. But maybe he did. I don't know.
I hate that.
I don't know. And it's not every time. It's not like, hey, whenever it's a 3-game losing streak and you're going in to talk to Trayvon, you got to tiptoe here. But you do fill out certain situations. You just do.
Listen.
You do it for situations, Aaron, all the time.
Yes. Not saying you're wrong. I'm telling you, though, we're talking about a sport in which the players pride themselves on accountability and being tough guys. Where the word soft is the biggest insult. And I'm telling you, I listen to Trayvon Diggs versus that little scrawny reporter, and I say to myself, Diggs, baby boy. That's baby boy mentality. Getting pissed off at a reporter's question.
How come you're not that mad at the dude that beat you on that route? Take that anger next game and make sure that you're in the right spot at the right time.
I mean, even if you are that angry at that guy, even if you're already going to use it as motivation.
Yeah.
Know that just like you've got a job to do, the reporter's got a job to do.
Okay, I'm with you.
Just like you don't want to get cut for your mistakes that the reporter is making you account for, reporter doesn't want to get cut. So everyone's there trying to do the thing. Here's where I'm coming from. As somebody who doesn't have to work out of that locker room, who doesn't need to carefully curate a relationship with the front office of the Jaguars. Mm-hmm. I'm sitting here going, there is literally nobody, no entity, no thing to hold a team accountable for giving us a product and expecting us to blind faith fandomize. And what are we getting in return? Now, as far as the owner is concerned, he did the right thing this year. You heard him. He's like, this is the best Jags team we ever put together. Mission accomplished. As far as the GM was concerned, mission accomplished. As far as the coaches were concerned, up until the bad press conference, mission accomplished. This was supposed to be a players thing. Those problems go far and wide. Far and wide. And if you're going to sit there and tell me how accountable you guys are, or if you're going to sit there and talk about how tough football players are, if you're going to tell me how hard the game is, if you're going to tell me you've earned the dozens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of dollars in some players' cases, least you could do is account to the fans who pay that bill. The least you could do is account for the fans who will literally get raided their tax dollars, their pension funds, just so we could have a new stadium in town. And I'm someone who wanted that stadium. But I'm telling you, someone needs to be accountable every time. Sometimes it's going to be the coach. Sometimes it's going to be the cornerback. They got to be okay with it. You can't throw a hissy fit every time a reporter asks a question you don't like.
Is there a history of this?
With Diggs?
I wouldn't be surprised. Is there a history, though? Because, Aaron,
there might be. There might be. Between these two specifically, there might be.
But everything you just said, of course. And then also, plenty of people in your broadcasting career who are looking to make a name for themselves, who have a little vendetta against a player or two,
sure,
who just want to, I want to build myself up. There's all kind of wackies in this industry right here.
So go after them.
In this build, that's what Trayvon's doing.
That was a hissy fit.
But
you can't do what I do. You don't know what I know. That's a hissy fit.
But my ultimate point is, the music stopped because I was like, man,
it's not a shocker.
That's a low, I was like, oh boy, it's building up. I'm going to really make this point right here. Ultimately, ask the question. That's what you're there to do.
Yeah.
But there are ways to massage a question and still hold somebody accountable, and still there's an art to it. Everything doesn't have to be blunt force. If all you ever do is blunt force, then you're not good at your job as a reporter. You heard it here first. Or a journalist, or whatever you want to call yourself. If you can't figure out different ways to ask a question to get an answer, because you just think that, this is the only way I can do it. You can feel free to answer the question. Just asking the question when you know that you can massage it a different way and get a better response, you're not good at your job. That doesn't mean that it gives.
What does better response mean?
Whatever the answer is he was looking for. I mean, that paraphrased question that you asked right there, if that's the question.
The hissy fit could be the answer he was looking for.
But then now you're being disingenuous. Now you were hoping for this.
I don't know.
No, that's what I'm saying. But if that's the scenario, then the reporter is still the problem. Final thing, then I'll find some more music and we'll really get out of this.
Final thoughts.
That's why I start off all of this right here. Whenever I give an opinion, I'm like, listen, no way I know. I said it earlier with the Doug thing. Doug's going to know so much more football than I ever will wish to care to know. That being said, in comparison with your peers, other head coaches, other DBs, other players, you're not doing good. Why? What are the changes that need to be made? I'm looking at other guys on 31 other teams, including Carolina, and so is better than what we're doing here. What's the problem? Not that I can do it, but you can't do it right now. And you're in the position. So what's the issue? Let me go find some music, Aaron.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I think these are good points by you. I think players are allowed to get mad at questions. I think reporters are allowed to follow up with tougher questions than originally asked. I don't think they should have to figure out a different way to answer the question, but I do agree with you that if you're a good reporter, you find a way to get your answer. That's fine. I'm tired of the hissy fit. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of hearing from athletes about what they know that I can and can't do. You don't know.
Okay. Talk your talk. I like that. You don't know.
You don't know.
You're on this field and embarrass you just like you just got embarrassed in the game.
And quite frankly, as far as it really relates to my life, you're a TV show I watch. Just like
reality
I'm
TV.
A radio show you listen to.
Huh?
I don't exist outside of these speakers for almost everybody. Literally, the show's over and I disappear for 23 hours.
Is it over? Because we're still going.
I'm sorry.
That's a great point.
I'm sorry.
That's a great point, though.
All right, this has been the Aaron Schachter Show. We'll come back tomorrow with more of it. No, actually, no show tomorrow. I got a doctor's appointment. Let's do another hour instead.
Hey, Aaron, we also got Monday Night Football. I know we didn't touch on that, but Monday Night Football, Giants at Steelers, 7:30 coverage right here on ESPN 600.
Appreciate you, Middleton. Thank you for a great day of radio. Everybody else, we'll see you on Wednesday.
Kevin Harlan here from Monday Night Football on Westwood One, as we've got the Steelers and New York Giants from Pittsburgh. Steeler quarterback Russell Wilson had a winning debut, and the Steelers go to 5-2 off of last week's win. Now they take on the Giants and terrific rookie receiver Malik Neighbors. Join me and three-time Super Bowl champion Devin McCourty for all the action on Monday Night Football.
Jacksonville's home for Monday Night Football is right here on ESPN 690.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. Together, we're Anajar and Levine. If you've been hurt in a car crash, we'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call Anajar and Levine for your free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. Main office, Jacksonville.
I'm Clayton Bromberg, the president of Underwoods, and I'm proud to say that Underwoods is the longest-standing member of the American Gym Society in the state of Florida. That's important because the American Gym Society promotes professionalism inside the business, and most important because of how it protects the customer. Gemstones are like most things, and you have to have the knowledge about them before you can tell the truth about them. That's where the American Gym Society fits in. They're the organization that certifies gemologists and registered jewelers and certifies sales associates with professional titles. Then, to ensure that we stay up to date with these gemological advances, we re-win our titles by passing a written test every year. And now I'm proud to say Underwoods has the largest credentialed American Gem Society staff east of the Mississippi River. So if you're interested in diamonds and jewelry and want real professional help, stop by Underwoods in San Marco, Avondale, the Shops of Ponte Vedra, and the Avenues Mall.
Are you a real estate investor or have considered investing and want to know where you can put your money that offers solid returns and protects against market volatility? It's Rich Jones. I want to introduce you to DLP Capital, CEO and founder Don Wenner.
For more than a decade, DLP Capital has delighted our investors with consistent double-digit returns. Through the smart, conservative real estate investment strategy our company is built on, we have been able to achieve this with monthly distributions and tax shelters so our investors can keep more of their returns.
Dial ** invest on your cell phone or visit highyieldreturns.net.
From every street,
Action News Jax is on the scene right now.
To every screen, when news breaks, minutes matter.
Moments ago, we got this update.
Where accuracy is the most important.
Tomorrow's a first alert weather day as thunderstorms heat up in the afternoon.
Action News Jax Tanika Hughes, Ben Becker, and Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish. We break the stories that impact you.
We're told it's a full-scale investigation.
Weeknights at 5, 5:30, and 6. Your #1 rated newscast is Action News Jax.
Bueller Air and Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
Today's contestant, a gravy taster from Jacksonville, Florida, me, Dennis Mosley.
Hi, Ken.
Okay, Dennis. 100 plumbers surveyed, top answer on the board. What does it mean if someone says your home has hard water?
It's made of ice? Let's see. Hard water. Oh, is it club soda mixed 4-to-1 with vodka?
Last chance, Dennis. What is hard water?
Oh, is it that lime scale stuff that makes my taps all crusty?
That's right, Dennis. And a water treatment system from Bueller Air and Plumbing will eliminate troublesome lime scale deposits that can ruin your expensive appliances and let your neighbors know for sure that you are cool.
I wonder if I can get me a gin and tonic faucet.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
As the year comes to a close, make your impact count. Support Malavia Washington Youth Foundation's year-end giving and empower underserved youth in Jacksonville. Donate now at malwashington.com. Again, visit malwashington.com.
Whether you're ordering wings for the game, whipping up a 7-layer dip, or ordering pizza, there's something about football that makes you want to eat. And this football season, Uber Eats has the best deals on game day food. No matter what you're craving, from 2-for-1 pizza to buy one, get one wings, Uber Eats will be dropping new deals each week, all season long. Uber Eats, official on-demand delivery partner of the NFL. Order now. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Did you know that Wendy's has any size soft drinks for just $1? Yeah, any size, anytime. Like $1 Coke, $1 Sprite, or even $1 strawberry Fanta. Okay, could we maybe switch up the sound effect, please? Because I'm losing it. Wow, no, not that. Any size soft drink for just $1? Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. A la carte only. Not valid in a combo. Exclusions apply.
I'm Christine Lisi. The Dodgers in the driver's seat in the World Series, up 2-0. Will have Shohei Ohtani in the starting lineup. Game 3 of the World Series tonight against the Yankees. He has a partially dislocated left shoulder. Coverage 7 Eastern, ESPN Radio. Giants quarterback Daniel Jones, despite being pulled in the fourth quarter last week, is not expected to be on a short leash against the Steelers on Monday Night Football. Jones and New York's offense 31st ranked in the league, averaging 14 points a game this season. 8-time Super Bowl champion Bill Belichick.
Offensively, I think this is a tough matchup for the Giants' offensive line. Steelers' defensive line front is really good. Highsmith and Watt on the edge, Hayward inside. I mean, they're tough to handle. Giants have a major question at left tackle and at right tackle with Watt. So I think that the Steelers will try to dominate the line.
Monday Night Football, 8 Eastern on ESPN. An MRI on Packers quarterback Jordan Love's groin injury did not show any significant damage, reports ESPN's Rob Domofsky. Injuries not expected to keep Love out long term. Green Bay faces Detroit on Sunday.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Candy. Coming up Tuesday, Lions, Commanders, Texans, Bills. I'll tell you which team now sits atop my challenges to the Chiefs at 6:30 a.m. Eastern. It's unsportsmanlike weekday mornings at 6 a.m. right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Hey, boss. You're late. Sit down. We got to talk about some news I heard about Safe Touch Security today.
Look, boss, I stopped by the bakery and got some pumpkin donuts.
Donuts?
Boss, pumpkin is a fruit. Therefore, these are healthy.
Sounds logical to me. All right, so here's the latest. Safe Touch now has these video doorbells with advanced analytics, and they're offering them for free. Mr. Jackson hates me.
Boss, my Vipassana meditation coach told me to let go of that you cannot control.
What is in those donuts?
Seriously, it's kind of like don't sweat the small stuff.
It's not small. Safe Touch has a two-way communicator, the guaranteed response, and now this.
Oh yeah, I guess more folks getting Safe Touch means less business for us.
Exactly. Now grab your donuts, pumpkin breast. We gotta go find some more houses without Safe Touch.
Coming, boss.
Crooks know to stay away from Safe Touch houses. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson with Safe Touch Security Systems. No one beats our technology or our price.
Right now, get a free video doorbell with advanced analytics. Call 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license EF 2000-2049.
Attention men and women. If you would like to get your hair back, then you need to listen to some of our clients. John in Orange Park.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS. Find out how to grow your hair back with a free hair and scalp examination. Mike from Bay Meadows.
I finally found the most experienced company who could restore my hair. Now I have hair where I had none before.
Results guaranteed. Diane from Ponte Vedra.
Now I have what lotions couldn't give me. Thick, beautiful hair.
Find out why you're losing your hair and how to grow your hair back. Call 904-777-IHRS for a limited time free hair and scalp examination.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
Thank you, IHRS.
Thanks, IHRS, for giving me my hair back.
Hurry and receive a free hair and scalp examination and get 2 weeks of laser treatments for free. Call IHRS at 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Hairforme.com.
Poker players, brace yourselves. The World Poker Tour storms into Best Bet Jacksonville October 31st to November 19th, and the forecast calls for massive prize pools. Event 1 has a cool $200,000 guarantee. Event 6, a downpour of $300,000. And the main event, a flood of a $1 million guarantee. WPT Championship satellites are already brewing. Don't get left high and dry. Head to bestbetjacks.com for details. That's bestbetjacks.com.
You're invited to shop at Eartha's Farm and Market every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're a market of fresh and affordable farm-to-table produce that comes from our 10.5-acre urban farm, 4850 Moncrief Road. Join us for volunteering, classes, and farming demonstrations. Interested in becoming a vendor or volunteer? Call 904-354-4162 or visit our Eartha's Farm and Market Eventbrite page. Eartha's Farm and Market wants to be your favorite produce market. This initiative benefits the Clara White mission.
I'm Daniel Davis, President and CEO of the Jacks Chamber. Our economic development team at Jacks USA Partnership helped attract $2 billion in capital investment to our community last year. Yes, that's billions with a B. From financial services and health tech to advanced manufacturing and logistics, companies across the world are choosing to invest in Jacksonville and create jobs right here. We work hard here to create jobs and opportunity, so everyone has the opportunity to succeed. To learn more about the Jacks Chamber, visit jackschamber.com.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
Stop.
That dog does not want to be petted.
Just a little heads up before something bad happens.
Move your coffee cup away from your computer.
Oh, no. So you can have more control.
Stop. You're texting your boss by mistake.
Uh-oh. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Warning, the cap is loose on that ketchup.
Ugh. Don't wait. You have the power to change the outcome. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Live from the Anajar and Levine studios, Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio.
That's coaching error. That's players' error. And I've got to address it. And then you got to address Stevenson, and you got to tell him, look, I get it. I appreciate you standing in front of the team.
Right.
You're having this conversation with him personally. You're just not talking to him in front of the team.
Right.
The team's going to watch the whole play, how it unfolds, because that's the big news in Chicago. So you got to show it to the whole team. But then you're calling Stevenson in, and you're basically telling him, look here, I got to help you, man. Beside taking your money, I'm going to fine you, but you're not playing this week.
Oh, you sit him down.
Oh, he's going to stand by me. Yeah. You have to, though. He's going to travel with the team, but he's not going to dress. He's going to stand on the sideline and watch the game. I've done that before. Starters in the National Football League. They come to the game. They're with the team. When the game starts, they're standing by me to get to watch the game.
So, Coach, let me ask you this.
Yes, sir.
I know why you would do that. Explain to our listeners why you would do that.
Because these are teaching moments, and you want to show your team there is discipline and there's consequences. And when you do that, not only did you hurt the team in this instance, you hurt the team 2 weeks in a row because now you're not playing.
Right.
And that's a problem. And that becomes, the team understands that. They go, wait a minute now. And it's bigger than you. It's the team. Yeah, you apologize for this, but now there comes consequences. And the consequences are you're going to stand and watch it. The worst thing you could do to a football player when he's not injured is don't allow him to play. You can fine him all the money you want. I used to tell the players, hey, man, I don't want to fine you because I don't want to take your money. And now the money goes to charity, but I don't want to really fine you. I tell them, you know what you're going to do? No recess. There's no recess. So, you know what? I learned that in kindergarten. I was one of those kids, man, that I was rambunctious and always running around, and the teacher couldn't calm me down. And one day she figured it out. She said, okay, you know what you're going to do? We're going to recess. I want you to stand here inside and put your nose on the window and look outside.
Oh, no.
And all the kids were on the monkey bars and playing, and I'm sitting in this classroom, and I went, oh, I don't want to be bad anymore. She took recess away. When you take recess away from the player, that's what they understand. When you don't allow them to play. That's what they get that one now. And they're shocked that you do it. But they say, hey, man, no recess for you. Stand by me, bro. Watch the game.
Wow.
Coach, one more thing I want to ask you because, I don't know if you ever did this when you were in Kansas City or when you were with the Jets as a head coach. Did you ever put an offensive player back in those situations?
Yeah, in Philadelphia, it was actually Harold Carmichael. He was 6'7".
See, I thought that could have been Romo Dunze.
And it could have been anybody. You can do that. You can put a guy back there that you know can jump and that has the skill set of knocking the ball down. You don't want to catch it. Right. You don't want to tip it up. Yeah. You want to knock it down. But beside that, though, the critical part is everyone has a guy and they got to screen him off. Don't let him get the rebound. And it's just, the Chicago Bears lost the game.
Yes.
Because of that.
Yeah, no doubt.
This game won, man.
And they let it get away. Yeah.
Good for Jaden, though. I'm happy for Jaden.
Exactly. Speaking of that, when it comes to Jaden Daniels, Herm Edwards always bringing the noise and the funk and the information as an ESPN NFL analyst. Happy hour with Herm each and every Monday around this time here on Freddie and Harry on ESPN Radio. How would you describe Jaden Daniels? You recruited him at Arizona State. You had a pretty good idea what this is going to look like going from Arizona State. Then everything happens. He goes to LSU, wins the Heisman Trophy, and now he has the Washington Commanders at the top of the division, his first year in the NFC East. If I had to say, give me a word or phrase to describe him, what's that word or phrase?
very calm and composed in big moments. That's what he does. And I can remember we went to Michigan and played Michigan State. And we had the last possession. And I called him over to the sideline. We got the last possession. And I looked at him. You know, I would call my players by the number. I said, 5. You good? He said, Coach, we good. I said, okay, go win the game. He won the game. Took the team down there 70 yards, man. And he made a great run. He took off one time. He ran. I go, this dude, he rolling. He was a freshman. And he rolling. He just playing football. And we had like maybe 10 people from Arizona State in that stadium. It was all green. And they're all screaming and hollering. And we're standing there talking before he goes out. I said, you good? I said, look at all these people. He said, Coach, we good. I said, okay, go.
I love
so
that.
When I see him and I text him, about, every week or so we kind of text, and he finally told me today he talked to Randall Cunningham.
Really?
Yeah. He talked to Randall. I said, good for you, because that's who he reminds me of, and I told him that. You remind me of Randall Cunningham. Same height, same arm talent, same ability to run. And I played with Randall there in Philly for a little while, and And he reminded me around. Everybody was trying to make these. He's this guy. No, he's not. He's Randall Cunningham, man.
Wow.
About the same height and everything. You look at it.
You said Jaden was calm and composed.
Yes.
A team that I don't feel like is calm and composed is Dallas Cowboys. What do you make of their performance that they put up last night versus the San Francisco 49ers?
Oh, so that's what it was called, a performance?
Well,
I call it a different word.
Yeah. This is a game that obviously San Francisco needed very badly.
Absolutely.
They have been kind of leaky as well. Dak Prescott, here again. First of all, Derrick Henry should be a Dallas Cowboy. That would solve some of their problems, but he's not. He's a Baltimore Raven. Okay, that's one thing. So they don't really have a good enough running game to rely on it at times. And Dak Prescott now all of a sudden is kind of turning the ball over, right? I mean, that's become an issue. And when you play a team like San Francisco on the road, that's a problem. You can't turn the ball over. And Dak knows this, but he forced a couple throws. There's so much on his plate to run this offense that he doesn't have any help.
Yeah.
Everything's a pass.
Right.
They can't sit there and go a series of plays with just running the ball, man. Just take it off him. Don't put it all on him, right? And it's just, you could see it, and their defense at times plays well, but they're the Dallas Cowboys. And we talk about them. You look at their record, and the question I always ask is this, they're a 3-4 football team. So this is what you're preaching. If you're Mike, we got a 10-game season. Can we win 7 out of 10?
Right.
And get to 10. It's a race to 10 now for all the teams in the National Football. The quicker you get to 10 wins, you solidify your spot in the playoffs probably. And, if you win more than that, you're probably going to win a division. And maybe one division might win with 10 wins. But 10's the number now. You got a 10-game season, and you look, what is my record right now, right? And if you're the Dallas Cowboys, you got to say, boys, we got to win 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. That's what we got to do to get in.
Yeah.
So there it is.
So in other words, the Cowboys are not going to be making the playoffs in 2024, according to Herm Edwards, ESPN NFL analyst, joining us in studio like he does each and every Monday on Freddie and Harry on ESPN Radio. Staying with that, which is a worse situation? The House of Darkness, known as the New York Jets, or the House of Distraction, known as the Dallas Cowboys?
Oh, boy.
All the above, Coach?
Yeah, it's.
Hey, Harry, I was asking Herm, not you.
Yeah. The Jets have, the Jets, the problem with the Jets is the Cowboys have at least won some games. That's their, the Jets have lost 5 in a row now, guys. And that's, and are they still in it? I mean, do the math, right?
No.
You got to win 8 out of 10.
No.
Okay, so, when you look at the Jets here, and we've said this, they keep acquiring talent. Every week it seems like they bring somebody else in. But they're not a team. They just don't play together as a team. And look, they've made changes in the coaching staff. They bring in new players. All these things happen, but it's the same result. And now all of a sudden, it's almost like they don't know how to win.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
Because you lose 5 in a row when you go, well, how do we win a game? I mean, you lost to the New England Patriots, guys. You got to give New England credit. I mean, because they hung in there and they played. I'm not taking anything. But you can't. This ain't Captain America and that crew there. This is a whole New England organization. They're in a rebuild mode. And they're a division opponent. And you lost to the Patriots, man. Not saying it's all teams can beat you, but this is one where you got to get this is jumpstart you. You say, okay, we're going to go now. And it's like, really? It's just, it's puzzling when you watch it. It's just, I don't know. It's just hard to figure out, but we'll see.
Coach, I want to ask you about that team up north in Cincinnati, the Bengals. Yeah. Right now they're 3-5. They're sitting behind the Steelers and the Ravens in the AFC North. I really thought their game changed versus the Philadelphia Eagles on that 4th and 1 that they decided to go to Jamar Chase. Phenomenal job by rookie Cooper DeJean tackling Jamar Chase in space. But do you still feel like the Cincinnati Bengals have a chance?
They got a chance, Harry, because of the quarterback, right? He's a dynamic player, but it's all on the quarterback now.
Yeah.
They don't have an adequate running game. Mixon is gone, right? Whether right, wrong, or indifferent, okay, he's gone. So they're kind of like, for me, when you watch them, they're like the Dallas Cowboys. They don't have a runner. They can't lean on the runner. And, you can't keep leaning on the quarterback. The quarterback gets worn out. I mean, as good as he is, you can't go and take time away throwing the ball all the time. It puts so much pressure on the quarterback, and it's just constant. Where you got to give him a breather every once in a while. Just run it every once. Just turn around and give it to the runner. And and it puts pressure on your offensive line because they're always in a catch mode. They're protecting the quarterback rather than firing out. They want to double team. They want to hit guys. They want to be aggressive. Yeah. They're in a passive mode when they're pass protected.
Right. Coach, I'm glad you said that because I've never met an offensive lineman that said, you know what, I'm happy and excited to go pass block. But I've met all of them that said, yeah, I want to go run through somebody's face and pile up on them and run them over.
Yeah, and when you play teams with great rushers, I always had the mindset of, okay, well, he's a great rusher, but you know what? We're gonna dirty him up early. We're running at him. Mm-hmm. And I used to almost laugh because I used to tell some of them boys, hey, big fella, in the pregame, get ready. Sure, you coming at me? We coming at you. We coming at you. Because you ain't going to just pin your ears back and knock my quarterback out. We coming at you. We running at you. And they knew it. They said, Coach, we're going to run the ball up. Yeah, we running at you. I laugh. They laugh. Coach, you really going to run? Yeah, I'm running at you. I'm not getting in the third nation where you can knock the quarterback off, knock him on the ground. I'm going to run. I'm making you pay to run.
But there are also ways to do it. Like when you're going against a dynamic pass rusher, you can have the fullback or H-back come back and slice the defensive end, chip, bang, all those things, man.
And and the thing what they hate the most is when you quick throw it. When you take 2 steps and the ball's gone. Now they're mad. Because now they're running, no, we're going to quick, we just quick throwing. You ain't never going to get there. And you try to frustrate them, because because the game wreckers, you have to pay attention to them guys.
Right.
You're scared to death, and you go, how can I slow them down? You run the ball at them, and you throw quick passes early. So they get discouraged. You go,
Wow.
So that's how you got to do it.
Well, Herm Edwards, ESPN NFL analyst, always with us with the Happy Hour with Herm each and every Monday, and Freddie and Harry on ESPN Radio. If I put Anthony Richardson, coach quarterback, plus tired, plus take himself out of the ball game, that equals what to you?
A teaching moment. A tremendous athlete. Doesn't know the importance of the quarterback position besides just playing the quarterback position. You're a leader. You're the lead guy. And no matter what the circumstances are, unless you're hurt, you can't tap out. That's against the rules. And when that's occurring, I'm looking at that, and I'm going, before I'm allow him to do that, when he's like tapping his helmet, if I see that as a coach, a couple things go into my mind. Okay, I got to call timeout. I'm going to call timeout. I'm going to take a timeout for him. I'm not letting him lead the game without being hurt.
Right.
And then I'm going to talk to him after the game and say, look, here's the deal, man. If you're tired, that's one thing, but you can't tap out. You can go down, hold your knee, hold your hamstring, Good. But you can't tap out now.
You can
fake it.
Lie and say anything.
You can fake it, but you can't say and then you can't after the game say
in the press conference.
Oh, I was tired. No, you can't say that. That's against the rules. You don't. No. You can say I got a cramp and my hamstring, but you can't say, oh, I was tired, I needed to breathe. No, you don't get no breather, partner. That ain't part of the deal. And that's just the maturity of this young man.
Right.
He's a tremendous athlete. But you know what? I'll give him the credit for this. He told the truth.
He did.
He said, I was tired. But you got to tell him, partner, you can't get tired. The quarterback don't get tired.
You should QB, man.
That's not an option. You know, but if I'd have saw that all unfold, and this is where you got to know your players. I would have sit there going, oh, timeout. Trainers, go out there.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't say just know him, but also you got to know him and make sure you protect him.
Correct.
Because the scrutiny that he's getting today.
My God. And that's why you got to have a conversation. You send the trainers out there. Coach, just get him. Go get him. Go make sure he's all right. We'll take a timeout, let him get his breather, and then you might walk him off the field for a series and just say, come on off the field, and you can take him over there and put him in a tent. And then, you go in the tent and say, hey, man, partner, you can't do this. This ain't part of the script, man.
Right.
You don't get to tap out. I mean, and hopefully he learned a lesson. I think he will, but people don't know how hard it is to be a coach, man. You have different players from different generations. You have grown men versus rookies. You have these talented athletes that have always been at the top of their game, but now all of a sudden everyone on the field is talented. There's so many things that go through these young people's minds, man. And I don't get mad. You can't get. You got to teach them, man.
Right.
They're like when you become a coach, they're like your children.
Yes.
They're grown men, and you look at them and go, oh, but you got to teach them, man. It's like there's a code of ethics. There's a code of responsibility when you're a football player and you're on a team, and I learned that. I learned that walking every day to practice with Roman Gabriel.
Wow.
I watched Roman Gabriel on television. He was the backup quarterback when I was in Philadelphia, and he grabbed me by the neck my first week of training camp. This is when training camp was 2 months. It's 6 preseason games, for God's sakes. And we used to walk up the hill to practice, man, and the second day of